Hello and welcome to a reading of Deadpool, the Merc with the Mouth. Tonight we got as our action description, bringing the funny is going to be Jess. I will be the main man himself, Wade Wilson, legally distinct from Slade Wilson. Um, as Dopinder we have Curtis, as Francis Eric, Vanessa is Nicole. Travis is going to be Weasel. Nicole will also be pulling double duty as Angel Dust. George is going to be Blind Owl. And as Colossus, and Kinsey is the X-Man with the coolest name, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. And a lot of us are going to be pulling double, triple, quadruple duty. All right, let's do this thing. Take it away, Jess, whenever you're ready.
Right. Deadpool by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. Over black, low volume, through a tinny speaker, Juice Newton's Angel of the Morning. Fade up on, exterior, interior taxicab morning. Deadpool in full red dress reds and mask quietly fidgets in the back seat of a taxicab as it proceeds along a city freeway. Deadpool adjusts the two katanas strapped to his back, rolls the windows up, down, up, tries futilely to untwist the seatbelt, then lunges forward, locking it up, rifles through a tourist booklet, and tears out a haunted Segway tour coupon. The cabbie, young, thin, brown, glances back and forth from the rear view to the road to the rear view.
Kind of lonesome back here.
Cut to Deadpool wedging himself through the opening between the back seat and front. His two katanas don't cooperate, catching on the plexiglass, stalling him mid-torso.
Little help?
The cabbie grabs Deadpool's hand and pulls him through to the front. Deadpool's head rests upside down on the bench seat as he maneuvers his legs through. The cabbie turns the helping hand into a handshake, then turns down the juice.
Open there.
Fool. Deadpool.
Depinder is remarkably unaffected by the lunatic in his cab.
Why the fancy dress suit, Mr. Poole?
It's like Christmas Day, Dopinder. Been waiting 1,822 days, 3 hours, and 36 minutes for this shit.
Deadpool turns himself right side up in the front seat. He is yoked to the gills and armed to the teeth. Twin katanas, twin Desert Eagle 50 caliber pistols. Deadpool grabs Depinder's open bag of corn nuts. Depinder isn't quick enough to stop him. Deadpool gazes out the window onto the city, a teeming city urban sprawl that looks almost pre-post-apocalyptic. Deadpool turns up his mask. Depinder catches a glimpse of the bottom of a scarred face and quickly looks away. Deadpool eats the corn nuts, crunch, crunch, points.
Nice.
Depinder eyes his Daffodil Daydream air freshener and takes a deep breath through his nose.
That's good, no?
Not the Daffodil Daydream, the girl.
A picture of a young Indian woman is taped to the dash.
Ah, yes, Gita. It's quite lovely. She was supposed to make a very agreeable wife. Mom and Dad chose her rather accidentally, but Gita's heart has been stolen by my cousin Bandhu. Bandhu is as dishonorable as he is attractive.
Dopinder, I'm starting to think I'm in this cab for a reason.
Because you hailed it?
No, my slender brown friend, to give you one crucial piece of advice. Love is a beautiful thing. When it finds you, the whole world smells like Daffodil Daydream.
Deadpool's own heartbreak is palpable. He takes another deep, cleansing breath.
So hold on to love tight. Go at Bandhu hard. Get Gita back. Or else the whole world will taste like Mama June after hot yoga.
And how does Miss Mama June taste?
Like two hobos making love under a drizzle of Limburger. I could go on all day like this. Point is, it's bad.
Deadpool chucks the bag of corn nuts into the back seat and pulls out his pistols. He starts chambering shells into 2 magazines. Suddenly, he frantically pats himself down like a Hollywood agent who can't find his phone.
Shit! My extra mags. I usually leave them right by the door, so I'll trip over them. Someone must have moved them.
Interior Deadpool's lair day. A blind, late 70s African-American woman in a purple floral dress enters the front door, falls as she trips over an I Heart Hello Kitty duffel bag of ammunition, picks it up, and carries it off. Interior exterior taxicab morning.
Shall we turn back?
No time, not today. 10, 11, 12, or bust. Right here.
The cab screeches to a stop on the shoulder of the highest freeway in a massive interchange of freeways. Depender halts the meter and hands Deadpool his card.
My card. That's $27.50.
Ooh, never carry a wallet when I'm working. Ruins the lines of my suit. How about a crisp high five?
Depender stares as he and Deadpool slap skin. Deadpool gets out of the cab.
Be sure to ask for me again.
I owe you one. Merry Christmas, Dopender.
And be real Tuesday in April to you, poor guy.
Deadpool closes the door with a flourish. Boom. Exterior interior the Raft prison morning. A bone-white island prison, affectionately nicknamed the Raft, looms ominously in a city harbor. Etched in Helvetica into the prison wall, no punishment has ever possessed enough power of deterrence to prevent the commission of crimes. Hannah Arendt. Below it, graffitied in red spray paint until now, the prison's front doors open, and out steps a handcuffed prisoner, 30s, orange jumpsuit, broad shoulders, whip-smart, tightly coiled with cool, dead blue eyes. Burly guards guide him across a causeway toward a convoy of Escalades and Ducatis on shore. The middle Escalade's door opens. The prisoner stops. The guards unlock his cuffs.
It's someone else's problem now.
The ex-prisoner stretches his arms and strides towards the convoy.
Yes, I am.
Cue Salt and Peppa's Shoop. Exterior freeway overpass day. Deadpool sits on the edge of the highest freeway on the overpass, legs dangling over the side like Huck Finn.
Can I get some fries with that shake, shake, booby? If looks could kill, you would be an Uzi.
Deadpool is using some broken crayons to draw something on a scrap of paper. Reverse angle to reveal a childish drawing of Deadpool shooting another man in the head, brains blowing out. The victim's thought bubble reads, "Ouchie!" Even through the mask, Deadpool looks pleased by this. He turns to camera.
Oh, hello. Deadpool here. You may be wondering whose balls I had to fondle to get my own movie. Rhymes with Pulverine. Couple of smooth criminals. The word, gorgeous. Surprisingly little hair down there. It's a... anyway, I smell Oscar. This suit's gonna match the carpet. Now, places to be, faces to fix, bad guys to kill.
Angle on a distant bird's eye view of the freeway interchange, an interwoven tangle of ramps. Exterior remote airfield morning. Ajax, 30s, dead blue eyes, broad shoulders, whip smart, tightly coiled, stands at ease on a cracked and blistered tarmac. Behind him, a heavily armed convoy of Ducatis and Escalades. 4 large aluminum cargo crates sit beside him. Ajax squints into the sun as a Bell helicopter thrashes the air above him, kicking up dust as it lands. A Serbian warlord, mid-50s, sharply dressed, armored briefcase in hand, climbs out. He is surrounded by armed guards. The warlord places the briefcase on the foremost crate. Ajax pops the case to find stacks upon stacks of $1,000 bills. Satisfied, he closes the briefcase and hands it to one of his men.
Don't disappoint.
They better not. And next month's shipments.
There won't be one. Man is hot. I'm the only one with the water on.
That won't do.
Both sets of armed thugs shift to ready positions. Ajax smiles calmly, but his free hand darts out and casually lifts the warlord into the air by the throat. Fingers find triggers on both sides.
They deliver in full the following.
The warlord manages to nod in acquiescence. Ajax smiles again, lowers him, gasping to the ground. Ajax spins and walks purposely toward the line of waiting SUVs. The warlord angrily motions for his men to begin loading the crates into the helicopter, which they do.
Fucking mutants.
Behind him, the convoy of SUVs and motorcycles pull out, falling into line as they accelerate past the rows of derelict aircraft. Exterior freeway overpass day. Deadpool watches as the convoy approaches. He casually gets up as if standing up out of an easy chair.
On your mark, get set, go, let me shoot.
He pirouettes and drops an entire level down into your Escalade morning. Through the sunroof of an Escalade, smash. There are 4 huge badasses inside the SUV, 2 in front, 2 behind. Deadpool lands back middle in a hailstorm of glass. He stuns the men to both sides with elbows to the face as he raises his arms in greeting.
Hola, me llamo Pisana de la Muerta. Any of you seen Green Lantern? Me either.
Boom. Mayhem erupts as the 2 men in back find themselves sharing a phone booth with the Tasmanian devil. Elbows, forearms, knees, cracking, crunching, screaming. From behind, the Escalade bucks and bounces down the road on its suspension, almost cartoon-like. A brutal punch spins Deadpool upside down and he rolls with it, using his feet to break the man's neck. The other man stomps on his head, then drags him up and smushes Deadpool's face into the seat's premium trim.
Rich Corinthian leather.
Deadpool hurls the man through the tailgate window. The man clutches the tailgate, dragged behind the SUV. Deadpool sticks his head between the 2 guys in front.
Scusi, por favor.
The driver slams Deadpool's head into the console repeatedly.
Ow, 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 ow.
Deadpool squirms away and wrestles violently with the guy in the passenger seat. He grabs the passenger seat belt, ties it around the guy's ankle, and kicks him out the passenger side door. The guy's head and shoulders smack pavement where he's dragged mercilessly by his ankle, a modern cowboy whose boot just got stuck in his horse's stirrup. Deadpool grabs the driver by the hair on the back of his head and bangs his forehead into the horn. Honk, honk, the stereo. Every time the driver's forehead smacks the face of the stereo, the radio station changes. Mariachi, Dr. Drew, monster truck commercial, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. One more smack to get us back to mariachi. Deadpool looks in the rearview mirror to see the man in black crawl up the tailgate. Deadpool pushes in the Cadillac cigarette lighter. Back to the driver, Deadpool bashes his face into the driver's side window. Thump, thump, thump. We're now outside the Escalade, seeing the driver's expression take on a ridiculous, silly, putty-esque grimace of pain every time it's mushed into the glass. The man in back scrambles forward. The cigarette lighter pops out. Deadpool yanks the emergency brake. The man in back launches forward and smacks the dashboard. Deadpool stabs the now orange hot lighter into the man's forehead, burning the coil pattern into his skin. The man screams.
Loved your work in Daredevil.
Deadpool stuffs the lighter into the man's mouth and clamps his hand over it. The man hollers in muffled agony. A motorcycle is pulled ahead of the Escalade and now sits stopped in its path. The helmeted rider opens fire with a submachine gun. Deadpool has one hand grasped on the back of the driver's neck, still mashing his face into the window glass, and the other hand still clamped over the second man's mouth. He plants both feet on the steering wheel and drives, spinning the wheel, sending the SUV into a roll. The Escalade goes somersaulting wildly. Suddenly, the action begins to slow. The motorcycle rider tries to bail out. No luck. The tumbling Escalade plows right into him and his bike. Parts scatter off the motorcycle, including its chain. The rider continues to squeeze off rounds as he goes flying. Inside the Escalade, Deadpool goes spin cycle. The driver flies through the sunroof, tearing out its remaining glass. Blood splatters. The other man spits out the glowing cigarette lighter. The guy whose ankle is still tangled in the seatbelt flails through the air like a rag doll, Ahab tied to Moby Dick. The action continues to slow until it freezes. The camera swoops into Deadpool's face, upside down. He turns his head to camera for the first time, breaking the fourth wall, the only thing in the scene that's moving.
Shit. Did I leave the stove on?
We ramp back up to full speed. The SUV cartwheels. The guy's ankle untangles from the seatbelt. He flies high toward a big highway exit sign and flat, out of frame. The rider's neck is sliced by the flying motorcycle chain. The driver is halfway out the sunroof when the SUV rolls onto him. Squish. The man who ate the cigarette lighter now eats pavement. Exterior, X-Mansion, day. A sign reads, Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters.
Breaking news, a multi-car collision turned shot fired on Crosstown Expressway.
The sign sits on the perfectly manicured front lawn of the gorgeous Gothic X mansion. Interior kitchen continuous. The X-Men's Colossus, a good-natured giant with chrome metal for skin, big as a barn, otherworldly strong. He is sitting in the kitchen eating a bowl of grape nuts and finishing a Sudoku, his attention suddenly drawn to a television screen.
The assailant appears to be wearing a
Red
red
suit.
suit.
With an audible crack, the pencil in Colossus's thick finger snaps. He rises, muttering Russian curses, and stalks from the kitchen. Interior hangar moments later. Massive steel blast doors emblazoned with a huge X slide open to reveal Colossus. He walks quickly and purposefully toward a big plane in the center of the huge space, the Blackbird, the X-Men's modified XR-71 jet transport. Struggling to keep up with the giant's long strides is a supernaturally cute, supernaturally deadpan 15-year-old girl in an X-Men outfit, Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
I've given Deadpool every chance to join us. And what is my reward? More immaturity and criminality. When we'll finally grow up and see benefits of becoming X-Men.
Like the house that blows up every few years, the fashion forward jumpsuits. I need to get myself kicked out of X school.
But I thought you were top of class.
That's sarcasm? Awesome.
You ate breakfast, yes? Breakfast is most important meal of day. Here, protein bar, good for bones. Deadpool may try to break yours.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead shoves the bar in a pocket of her coat without breaking stride. Exterior freeway overpass morning. The SUV slides to a halt on its side, passenger windows up. The rest of the convoy is forced to stop behind. A bunch of men pile out, each one carrying a beastly gun and pointing it right at the disabled SUV. The last noise is made by the one final dislodged hubcap, which rattles in little circles until it lies flat on the freeway. 2 silent beats. Then we hear the soft electric buzz of the Escalade's middle passenger window rolling down. Up pops the head of Deadpool like the gopher in Caddyshack. Bang, 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 bang.
Wait!
The head drops, the hands come up. Bang.
Wait! You're probably wondering, why the red suit? It's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy has the right idea. He wore the brown pants. All together now.
The thugs immediately open fire. Deadpool is already leaping upward, flipping backwards, bullets tearing the space around tearing the air beneath him as he pulls out those 2 massive 50 caliber pistols, and in slow-mo returns fire. Deadpool keeps count of every bullet he fires.
12.
A shell casing is ejected. We enter extreme slow-mo and swoop in on the shell as it tumbles through the air, revealing the number 00012 etched in a semicircle on its butt end. Deadpool fires the second pistol. We move instantly to the second shell, 00011.
11.
Full speed, the first 2 thugs get a mouthful of bullet.
10.
Another shot. A thug takes one in the heart. The other thugs pour lead into the disabled SUV. Deadpool leaps up and out of the window, rising above the incoming shots, then landing safely behind the Escalade. Deadpool turns to spy a motorcycle helmet bearing down on him. This rider wears a distinctive silver helmet. Deadpool raises both pistols. The rider leans away, dodging each slug, first left, then right, then left.
9. Shit! 8. Fuck! 7. Shit fuck!
The bike whizzes past safely, firing bullets. Deadpool follows, leaping high, flipping over the SUV. He lands smoothly the other side, right behind a thug who's looking in the other direction as he sneaks around the car. Deadpool shrugs and shoots him in the back of the head at point-blank range.
6.
The shell tumbles to the ground, falls still, 00006. Deadpool opens the Escalade. His target is not there. Bang, 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 bang. Deadpool is nearly brought down by a particularly big thug with a particularly big AK-47. He dives behind another Escalade, takes a moment to search the interior through the windows, and then flinches as AK-47 bullets pass through the skin of the SUV around him. One of the bullets lands in Deadpool's bicep. Deadpool yelps in pain, then stuffs some of his torn red suit fabric into the hole to staunch the bleeding. Then he scrambles around the SUV, trying to close the distance to the guy through a withering barrage of fire. Another of the AK slugs slices a swath out of the mask on Deadpool's head, singeing his hair.
Fuck you!
Deadpool lands in front of the thug. The thug pulls his trigger again, only to click, realize he's out of bullets.
Someone's not counting.
The
Cinco.
bullet hits. Oh, sorry. The bullet hits the thug in the throat. 00005.
Gusta Cinco.
Deadpool strides past the fallen thug, pawing at his singed hair. Ow! And then, out of sheer pumped up anger, turns and pumps 2 more superfluous bullets into him.
4-3, stupid. Worth it.
The silver helmeted motorcycle rider makes another pass, firing. Deadpool ducks behind the SUV again. 20 yards away, a group of thugs take cover behind the final SUV. One pulls out a hand grenade, raises his arm to throw.
Number 2.
Deadpool fires, shooting the grenade in the thug's fist. Boom. The whole cluster of thugs drops. Deadpool emerges from behind the SUV, feeling victorious. He approaches the final SUV and throws open the doors to search, expecting to find his target at last. Inside is a rumpled orange prison coverall, but not the prisoner. Deadpool gets childishly angry.
What the shit biscuit? Where are you, Francis?
Worse. Click clack, the distinctive cocking of shotguns. 3 final thugs stand on the freeway, lined up perpendicular to Deadpool, shoulder to shoulder, firing Benelli combat shotguns. Bam, bam, bam. Deadpool ducks behind the SUV and raises a pistol. We zoom in through the chamber to spy the last bullet poised in front of the firing pin. 00001. Deadpool thinks, then leaps from behind the Sclade, twists forward and right. All 3 thugs. Oh my god. All 3 thugs fire again. Buckshot rips into Deadpool's back, and he lands so that all 3 men are now parallel to him in a single file line.
1.
Boom. We're with the last bullet as it hurtles from the gun and passes through the first man's head, then the second man's head, and smacks the third man in the forehead. This third man, the biggest thug yet, hits the deck. Deadpool puts his mouth to his pistol barrel, inhales, and then exhales smoke through the pores of his mask.
I'm touching myself tonight.
But then, as if by magic, the third thug stirs and stands. The slug has lodged part way in his forehead, having lost just enough momentum that it didn't make it all the way through. The thug sneers, plucks out the slug, wipes away some blood, and rolls up his sleeves.
Really? Pulling up the sleeves.
Deadpool reaches back. We hear the thrilling sound of steel blades being drawn. Out come Deadpool's trademark katanas. The thug's eyes widen as, swoosh, the blades swing through the air and skewer him between 2 different ribs and out the back.
I know what you're thinking.
The action slows again to a freeze. Deadpool is in mid-slice, muscles bulging.
I bet he works out. So what if I am pulling the double shift at the ab factory, but what if I do want my man menu to feature the shredded beef? Call it insecurity, but I haven't touched a carb since...
Interior foyer, townhouse, night past. Title, 6 years ago. A sleazy mid-30s man, Gavin Merchant, decked out in dragon print V-neck and studded jeans, is mid-argument with a late teen, pimply-faced pizza delivery guy whose name tag reads Jeremy.
Well, it helps. It helped if I slow down. I didn't order the pizza.
This is 7348 Red Ledge Drive, and you're Mr. Merchant?
The Mr. Merchant who didn't order the fucking pie.
There's no place to call.
A toilet flushes in another room, and both men turn.
I did.
The voice comes from over Merchant's shoulder. Wade Wilson, the future Deadpool minus the scars and suit, handsome, boyish, cheerily, steps from through a doorway and into the living room, wiping his hands on a towel. Merchant stares, incredulous.
Pineapple and olive?
Jeremy nods.
Sweet and salty.
The fuck are you? The fuck are you? And what are you doing in my crib?
Without even turning toward Merchant, Wade pulls out a .50 caliber Desert Eagle pistol and nonchalantly aims it at him. Merchant and Jeremy both go pale.
Burnt crust?
God, I hope not. Words cannot express.
Black, son. That's how I like it. Once you go black, you never go back.
This is about the poker game, right? I told you, Howie. Listen, take whatever you want.
Merchant fumbles with his wallet and starts to hand Wade the bills inside. Wade takes the entire wallet instead.
Thanks.
Sir, before you do anything to him, can I have a big tip?
Jeremy, is it?
Yeah.
Wade Wilson. Jeremy, that's a no-go on the tipperoo. I'm not here for him. I'm here for you.
Jeremy's eyes widen. Wade holds up a yellow card featuring an embedded SIM. Below the logo of a cypress tree is the name of Wade's intended target, Garrett Jeremy. Merchant breathes a sigh of relief.
Dodged a big-time bullet on that. Oh.
Wade pistol punches, pokes Merchant in the forehead. Merchant howls.
Not out of the woods yet. You need to seriously ease up on the bedazzling. They're jeans, not a chandelier. And the Axe body spray.
That's unfortunately me.
Yes, I'm keeping your wallet. You did kind of give it to me.
Can I at least have my Sam's Club card back?
Wade points the pistol at Merchant again, sending him backpedaling into a chair.
I will shoot your fucking cat.
I don't have a cat.
And whose kitty litter did I just shit in? Anywho, you by chance know Megan Orlovsky? Getting that right? Orlovsky? Orlovsky? Do you?
Jeremy manages a timid little nod.
Good. She knows you.
Wade holsters the pistol and whips out a hunting knife. He twirls it adeptly, but instead of holding it to Jeremy's neck, cuts himself a slice of pizza.
What situation isn't improved by pizza?
Wade shovels half the slice into his mouth, revealing an Army Special Forces tattoo on his forearm, a skull wearing a green beret backed by a blade, and the words De Oppresso Liber, official motto of the U.S. Army Special Forces.
Jeremy, I belong to a group of guys who take a dime to beat a fella down. Little Megan's not made of money, but like you heard, I got a soft spot.
Wade brings the next pizza slice over to Merchant. Wade nearly hands it to him, but lets go too soon. The slice falls flat, pineapple down, onto the floor at Merchant's feet.
Well, I'm
A stalker. Threats hurt, Jer, though not nearly as bad as a serrated steel.
Jade pokes the end of his knife into Jeremy's chest, pinning him against the wall.
So keep away from Megan. You cool?
yeah.
A beat. In a huge anticlimax, Wade deftly twirls his knife away from Jeremy's chest, spins it on his finger, jams it back into its sleeve.
Then we're done.
We are?
Soft spot, remember? But even look in her general direction again, you learn in the worst ways. I've got some hard spots too. It came out wrong. Or did it?
Exterior skate park night passed. Skate punks carve on ramps built into the sides of a highway underpass. A group of teen girls are perched at the bottom of the nearby stairs, texting each other from inches away. An old-fashioned ghetto blaster bangs shoot.
I love you in your big jeans. You give me nice dreams. You make me want to scream.
Boom, a pizza box lands at their feet. On top of it lands a Polaroid picture. A frizzy-haired emo girl picks up the Polaroid of a terrified Jeremy holding another pizza box that has been cut into a heart, the words "I'm sorry" scrawled onto it, a pee stain on his jeans, and a laughing Wade photobombing with the knife to his back. She looks up to see Wade bobbing to the music.
You've seen the last, Jeremy.
The girl, Megan Orlovsky, leaps up and hugs Wade tight.
That's why we do it.
Hey, think you can fuck up my stepdad?
How about Vice Principal Renwicki?
What do you do to you?
Suspended me for smoking.
Good for him. Sorry, ladies. You know dig cigs, and I may look mean, but if I give a guy a pavement facial, he earned it.
Wade gives Megan a smile, turns to leave.
Hey, thanks. You're my hero.
The word catches Wade like a punch to the gut. Hero?
That I ain't.
Wade doesn't turn back, walking through the swooping skaters. Exterior Sister Margaret's Night past. A grimy sign on a grimier brick wall reads, Sister Margaret's School for Wayward Girls. Interior Sister Margaret's Night past. Inside society's dregs, chief among them, Booth. A huge, menacing hipster with a Boy Scout cap and massive handlebar mustache. He's got some dude's fingers flayed out on a bar, jabbing a knife point between them as fast as he can. Wade shimmies past, backslaps Booth.
Ooh.
Hey, yo, Wade.
We hear a stab and a scream. Wade winces as he continues on to the bar, claims a stool, and waves over the lone bartender. Weasel, early 20s, geeky, glasses. Think Tom Cruise in Cocktail. Then think the opposite.
Wade Weasel, patron saint of the pitfall. What can I get you?
I love a blowjob.
We got that in common.
The drink moose knuckle at first.
Wade digs in a pocket, slaps the yellow hit card, the one with the cypress tree on the bar. Weasel goes to the register, scans the card, peels off 3 $100 bills, lays them out like a bank teller. Wade pushes the money away.
I ain't taking allowance money. Make sure it gets back to Miss Arflofsky, Ornum Ollie Oxenfree?
Orlolovsky, for a merc, you sure are warm-blooded. Bet you let the boy off easy peasy, too.
Ah, he's not a bad kid. We's just a little late stalking. I was way worse at his age. Traveling to far-off places, Baghdad, Mogadishu, Jacksonville. Meeting new and exciting people. And then
killing them. I've seen your Instagram. What was Special Forces doing in Jacksonville anyway?
Well, that's classified. They have a wonderful TGI Fridays. Those guys know their way around a loaded potato skin. The point is, I'm trying to put those days in my rear view.
Weasel puts the finishing touches on the drink, pushes it across the bar to Wade.
Kahlua Bailey's whipped cream, fellatio in a glass.
A burst of laughter turns Wade's attention to Buck, a badass in a snakeskin jacket, has a crowd gathered around him mid-story. He, too, is holding a yellow card with SIM and a cypress tree.
So he's staring at my Glock in his mouth like, I thought you guys had a code. And I'm like, yeah, no kids, no women, almost fooled by your tits, but the mustache.
The crowd cracks up. Wade pulls out Gavin Merchant's wallet and teases out a 20. He grabs a passing waitress, tucks the bill in her shirt pocket, and sets the blowjob on her tray.
Kelly, you mind taking this over to Buck? Tell him it's from Booth. Little foreplay.
Weasel follows Wade's gaze to the end of the bar, where a chuckling Booth wraps a bandage around the guy's bloody hand.
Remind me what good comes out of this?
I don't take the shits. I just disturb them.
Weasel allows himself a tiny conspiratorial smile. Smash cut to interior Sister Margaret's Night. Wade in medium shot tearing up on at the famous Steven Seagal bar fight from Out for Justice on TV as smack, bam. A real bar fight goes on out of focus behind him.
It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta take out the garbage.
Wade finally turns around to watch. Buck finishes off Booth, then pours the blowjob on top of him. Weasel grabs a hand mirror, hops over the bar, and crosses to Booth. All the patrons fall hush as Weasel holds the mirror to Booth's mouth. Booth's breath bogs it up.
Still kicking.
The place oohs, near miss. Weasel returns to his place behind the bar, looking disappointed.
Let me guess. You got Booth and Sister Margaret's Deadpool?
See about that.
You did not bet on me to die. You bet on me to die!
Wade leans in and looks up at an enormous chalkboard hanging above the bar. Sister Margaret's Deadpool. Below, a long list of names. Dollar amounts to the right of the names. More names to the right of the dollars. Indeed, Weasel has chosen Wade. Wade looks betrayed.
Weasel, you're the world's worst friend. Joke's on you, though. I'm living to 102, like those old Quaker biddies on the Today Show. And retiring on my winnings.
Wait, who'd you pick?
Weasel looks up at the board where Wade has claimed Bieber J.
The Biebs. But I'm probably wrong. Nothing bad ever happens to teen stars who make $80 million a year and think they're immune to the pitfalls of addiction and consequence. You'll be fine. Drinks on me, soldiers of fortune.
Whoa, whoa.
Wade turns to see a woman on his other side. Vanessa, brunette, silver blue eyes, tank, tiny jean shorts.
Or you want to shoot your whole wad?
Wade looks Vanessa all the way up and down, then holds up his pinky.
Tight.
Vanessa raises her own pinky, shakes like a pinky swear.
Vanessa.
What's a nice place like you doing in a girl like this?
It ain't what she's doing, it's who.
Buck walks past and slaps Vanessa on the caboose.
I'd hit that shit.
Wade pushes back his stool, stands menacingly.
Now, Buck, you best apologize before...
But Vanessa doesn't wait for Wade's chivalry. She blows right past him and grabs a fistful of Buck's crotch. Buck gasps.
Yeah, that.
Say the magic words, Fat Gandalf.
I'm sorry. I have no filter between my brain and mouth. I'm working on it.
Wade takes Vanessa's shoulders.
Okay, he apologized. Hakuna his tatas.
Vanessa lets Buck go, turns on Wade.
And you. Hands off the merchandise.
Merchandise. So what, you, bump fuzzies for money?
Yep.
Rough childhood.
Rougher than yours. Daddy left before I was born.
Daddy left before I was conceived.
Ever had a cigarette put out on your skin?
I didn't know there was any other place to put one out.
I was molested.
Me too, Uncle.
Uncles. They took turns.
I watched my own birthday party from the keyhole of a locked closet, which is also mine.
Bedroom? Lucky. I slept in a dishwasher box.
So you had a dishwasher. I didn't know sleep. It was pretty much 24/7 with ball gags, bounty nets, and funhouse mirrors.
Who would do such a thing?
Hopefully you, later tonight, and my Uncle Kevin.
Wade empties the rest of Gavin's wallet.
What can I get for $273 and a Yogurtland rewards card?
Vanessa shoves the bills into her halter.
About 48 minutes of whatever you want. And a low-fat dessert.
Wade grins at her like a kid on Christmas morning. Interior arcade night passed. A two-shot of Wade and Vanessa staring at each other in profile. Wade looks really excited.
Time to put balls in holes.
Reverse angle to reveal two skee-ball machines in the arcade. Wade inserts tokens and balls clunk down. Vanessa looks half amused, half weirded out.
You said whatever I want.
I get it. You love skee-ball. Apparently more than you love vagina.
Tough call. Just trying to get you know the real you. Not the plunging neckline, short-shorted, two-dimensional sex object peddled by Hollywood.
Wade slowly turns the camera, reverse angle to his POV. A 10-year-old boy stops in his tracks, his gaze moving from Vanessa's plunging neckline to her short shorts.
Nice tits.
Thank you, son. You know how to make a woman feel special.
Vanessa reaches down, grabs two balls, hands one to Wade.
Balls in holes.
Prepare to lose tragically.
Bring it, big man.
Wade smiles slyly, sizes up the ramp, rears back, and overhands the first ball right into the 50,000 cup.
Ruh-roh.
Interior arcade prize counter later passed. A beaming Wade bellies up to the prize counter and lays a massive armful of pink tickets on top.
The limited edition Voltron Defender of the Universe ring, por favor.
You're roughly 300,000 tickets short. It's nickel silver plated.
And I guess the tire grade rubber Voltron keychain.
Vanessa places a measly 10 tickets of her own next to them.
And the pencil eraser.
The weary teen behind the counter hands Wade the low-rent Voltron keychain and Vanessa the eraser.
Sorry, my script went weird. You're now the sworn protector of the gentle people of planet Aris. And you can erase stuff. Written pencil.
Wade extends his arm chivalrously.
Milady.
Unfortunately, my ANS loving friend, your 48 minutes are up.
heiress, and you're more evil than Evil King Zarkon himself.
Wade rubs his keychain wistfully, then offers it up.
How many more minutes for this? FYI, 5 mini lion bots come together to make up the super bot.
5 mini lion bots? 3 minutes.
That's all I'll need. Or, what do we do with the remaining 2 minutes and 37 seconds?
Cuddle?
Vanessa smiles and takes Wade's arm. They walk out of the arcade affectionately, to the sounds of tireless athletic sex. Exterior, interior, Wade's apartment, night, past.
How long can you keep this up?
Duct tape fails to cover a big multi-fissured crack in the window of Wade's crappy apartment. Inside, Wade has Vanessa up against the wall, decorated with Christmas lights that have overstayed their welcome, and a calendar. They are going at it like rabbits.
All year?
Dolly Parton's Here You Come Again kicks in, and we dissolve into interior Wade's apartment day. A montage of images, fun, irreverent sex around the calendar between Wade and Vanessa, identified by various holidays. Valentine's Day sex. Wade falls back onto a bed covered in rose petals with Vanessa on top of him. She has drawn a heart on his chest in red lipstick. They go at it hard, then pause for a romantic look and kiss.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Then immediately go back to hard pounding. Cut to a medium shot of the top half of Vanessa. She is on hands and knees, rocking back and forth. Wade leans in a frame from behind.
Happy Chinese New Year's.
Year of the dog.
They go at it even harder. Smash cut to the same exact locked off medium shot, only Wade is now on hands and knees. His expression betrays great stress. Vanessa leans in a frame from behind.
Relax. Happy International Women's Day.
Wade girds himself, then lets out a surprised whimpery yelp as some pioneering object journeys into his virgin lands. Cut to Wade in bed, legs wrapped around Vanessa's neck, being orally pleasured.
Happy 4th of July.
We see fireworks through the skylight above. Cut to Wade sitting in an armchair, fully dressed, reading glasses on, perusing a book. Vanessa is reading in a chair opposite, also wearing reading glasses.
Happy Yom Kippur. Happy Cesar Chavez Day. Happy Lent. Happy Lyme Disease Awareness Day. Happy Wednesday.
Cut to Vanessa in bed where Wade last was. Now her legs are wrapped around his neck, and he's pleasuring her.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, ow.
Oh, sorry. Happy Halloween.
Wade goes back to work. Cut to Wade and Vanessa banging it out one last time, missionary style.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Wednesday.
Cut wide to reveal they're on top of the kitchen table during Thanksgiving dinner. Wine spills, cranberry sauce topples, mashed potatoes launch, or it could be breakfast food instead. Nothing takes away from the joy of the moment. Interior Wade's apartment, night, past. A Christmas wreath hangs on Wade's wall.
If your left leg is Thanksgiving and your right leg is Christmas.
Wade strikes a pose, hands on hips, wearing an awful, awful Christmas sweater and no pants. Vanessa sits against the bed's headboard, sheet pulled over her up to her chin. She quickly lowers the sheet, revealing an appalling Christmas sweater of her own.
Can I visit you between the holidays?
You know, red's your color. Brings out the bloodshot in your eyes. Christmas gift, catch.
Vanessa tosses something to Wade. It lands in his hands.
Holy fucking shit.
It's the nickel silver plated Voltron ring, all 300,000 tickets worth.
Limited edition. I had to give the kid behind the counter a rub and tug. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. It was nearly 5 full months of skee ball.
You know, I've been doing some thinking.
Really?
About why we're so good together.
Why's that?
Your crazy matches my crazy. We're like 2 jigsaw pieces. Weird, curvy edges fit us together. You can see the picture on top.
Wade plants a kiss on Vanessa. She sits up on her knees.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, only because you haven't gotten around to asking me. Wade, will you
Marry me?
stick it in my jeans?
Wade reaches back and pulls out an engagement ring-like box. Vanessa can hardly contain her excitement.
You're not wearing pants. Where exactly were you hiding that?
A vulnerable Wade hands her the box and stands there with a look of, open it, open it.
I say 1 month's salary.
Vanessa opens the box to reveal a candy ring.
Slow month. I've been waiting for this day like Boss Hog waits to get to the crazy, cheesy crust.
You mean?
I do.
That's my line. I love you, Wade Wilson.
Thought you charged extra for that.
I did. At my old job.
So that's,
Vanessa stares, swallows, pulls him back into bed, and whispers one silent word into his ear. Yes. Wade jumps up and dances around the room all goofy, pop, lock, and robot.
Easy, I can take it back.
Wade dives back into bed, spoons with Vanessa, wrapping her in his arms, touching his cheek to hers.
What if I never let go?
Just rode a bitch's back like Yoda on Luke.
Star Wars jokes?
Empire.
It's like I made you in a computer.
Wade swoons, reaches, grabs a Polaroid camera off his nightstand, and holds it at arm's length.
She say.
The flash pops. For this one moment, his life is...
Perfect.
Wade hands Vanessa the photo, then
Hey, Brick.
bounces up to go to the bathroom. Vanessa gazes at the photo, which is already fading in. Wade notices.
Chicken like a... Oh, you get it. Here's the thing. Life is an endless series of train wrecks with only brief commercial-like breaks of happiness. This had been the ultimate commercial break, which meant it was time to return.
Wade peels off his Christmas sweater and steps confidently back toward the bed. But before he gets there,
To our regularly scheduled program.
he passes out, face planting onto the floor. Interior oncology ward day passed. Wade is sitting in a doctor's office. Vanessa by his side, opposite a solemn, complex-looking MRI image of the circulatory system on a backlit viewing table. Sweat stains under Wade's arms. Vanessa gripping his hand. The look on the doctor's face.
You're clowning. You're not clowning. I sense clowns.
People react to news of late-stage cancer differently.
Wade and Vanessa turn and share a devastated but loving look.
What do we do? Surely there's something we can do. I mean, my uncle, he was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and there was this new experimental drug that...
The volume of Vanessa's voice fades until we can see her talking but no longer hear the words.
See, people do react differently. Vanessa's already working on plan A, B, all the way to Z. Me? I'm memorizing the details of her face. Like it's the first time I'm seeing it. Or the last.
Mr. Wilson?
Believe it or not, this is only the ninth shittiest thing that's ever happened to me.
Mr. Wilson,
Stick around. Number 6 is coming right up.
take your time to process this.
Exterior freeway day. Deadpool has Ajax pinned to the freeway rail.
You know how many people I've killed to find you?
Actually, I do.
So you're aware I've been waiting a long, long time for this. And now I'm finally gonna... And you know what's coming. I'm about to do to you what Sugar Ray did in the mid-90s.
A massive shadow passes over Ajax and Deadpool, accompanied by loud metallic footsteps. Ajax looks up, a bit odd. Deadpool senses something, reaches back with one hand, feels what turns out to be Colossus's metallic crotch.
Dad?
Colossus grabs Deadpool's wrist, chucks him through the air, ass over tea kettle. Interior Wade's apartment night later passed. A close-up of a Deadpool action figure from X-Men Origins, mouth sewn shut, blades implanted into wrists, in the exact same pose we just saw the real Deadpool sitting in a nightstand drawer in Wade's apartment.
This is my most prized possession.
Wade looks like he's reaching into the drawer for the action figure, but instead reaches just under it to grasp Wham's Make It Big album on vinyl. He pulls out the album.
Wham.
Wham! Make It Big was the album George and Andy earned their exclamation point.
Wade places the album carefully into one of 2 open suitcases on the floor next to him. He is currently going through his possessions, tossing out the crap and placing the good stuff into the suitcases. Wade pulls out the action figure.
This little piece of me died the day this came out.
Wade dunks the action figure in the trash can. Vanessa stands opposite, arms crossed, fuming.
So I'm just supposed to smile and wave you out the door?
Think of it as a spring cleaning, only if spring was death. I had a nickel for every time I spanked it to burn it up ears. Oh, looks like I do.
Wade tosses the purse toward one of the suitcases. Vanessa's hand stabs out and grabs it.
Bernadette's not going anywhere because you're not going anywhere.
Right. The tumors are only in my liver, lungs, prostate, and brain. All the things you can live without.
You know what I mean. You belong here at home, surrounded by your Voltron, and your Bernadette, and your me.
Babe, we've been through this. Cancer's a real shit show. Yakov Smirnoff opening for the spin doctors at the Iowa State Fair shit show. And under no circumstances will I take you to that show. I want you to remember me.
Well, I want to remember us. We?
I swear. Find you in the next life. Boombox careless whisper under your window. Wow.
Are you going to keep saying it like that? Look, I get this impulse, I do. Before I met you, I used to fantasize about dying alone in the woods, torn apart by wolves.
Super fucking badass.
But that was then, and this is now. Walk out that door. I dare you. I will ride you out, and I will not let go. Yoda on Luke.
Vanessa embraces Wade tight, won't let go. A tear trickles down Vanessa's cheek.
If you're willing to fight, there are still options. We'll find them together.
I just realized. I win. My life's officially more fucked up than yours.
No one's boomboxing shit.
Vanessa interlaces her pinky with Wade's, smiles.
What do we have to lose?
Nothing. Everything.
Vanessa leans in and the 2 start to kiss. Interior bedroom night past. Vanessa horizontal, limbs akimbo, asleep in bed. She stirs, feels next to her for Wade. He's not there. Reveal Wade standing at the bedroom window. His POV of the moon makes it look fractured by the cracked glass. Rack focus on Vanessa's reflection. She too looks fractured. Wade's eyes well with tears at the sight of her. Cancer will steal the one thing that ever mattered. Vanessa's cracked reflection suddenly raises its head.
Sorry. Liam Neeson nightmare. Kidnapped his daughter and he just wasn't having it.
Wade slides back into bed.
Only 3 of those movies. At some point you wonder if he's just a bad parent.
Wade lies on his back. Vanessa nestles her head lovingly against his chest. He takes a vulnerable look at her, then stares at the ceiling, lost. Interior apartment night. Wade slips quietly out of bed, slips on a hoodie and a backpack, opens the door, takes one last longing look at Vanessa, and slips into the hallway, closing the door behind him. Vanessa is left to feel for Wade in the dark. Exterior street night. Wade walks down the street into the night. He pulls a crumpled card from his jacket pocket, the black card with the recruiter's number. Still walking, Wade pulls out a cell phone and dials. Interior Sister Margaret's night past. Just another night at Sister Margaret's Wayward School for Girls. Regular crowd has shuffled in. Tonight, a bit thin. Wade is bellied up to the bar, disheveled, unkempt, and distraught. Weasel leans in.
Jesus, someone needs a blowjob and a shower. Though courtesy calls for the latter first.
3 shots of Patron Silver Reese and a cure to terminal cancer.
Fresh out of Patron, wheatgrass. Wheatgrass?
You're starting to sound like Vanessa.
With shaky hands, Wade empties his pockets, placing crumpled brochures on the bar.
She sent away for all these colorful clinic brochures. And your Chechnya is nice this time of never. And there's China, Central Mexico. You know how they say cancer in Spanish? El Cancer.
Wade pulls out one last thing from his pockets, a Polaroid of himself and Vanessa. He stares. Weasel notices.
This belongs on the wall. I want to remember you when you looked alive.
Wade scrapes up a smile as Weasel tapes the picture to the big bar mirror. Weasel pours a second wheatgrass shot, clinks Wade's glass. They throw them back, wince.
Almost forgot.
Weasel slides Wade a distinctive black business card across the bar top.
Guy came in asking for you. Real Grim Reaper type.
Wade's gaze follows Weasel's gesture across the bar room, where an ominous man in a black suit sits alone at a table.
Oh no. Need further the plot.
Interior Sister Margaret's night passed. Wade, dead man, walks to the back of the bar. He passes Booth and Beef on his way. They nod solemnly like cops at a funeral procession honoring one of their own.
Wade.
Beef offers Wade his shot. Wade ekes out a smile, throws it back, then continues on. Wade stops next to the man's table.
Forget your scythe?
The man, even creepier from up close, smiles.
Mr. Wilson, have a seat. I understand you recently have been diagnosed with terminal cancer.
Stalker alert.
It's my job, recruitment. And you have quite a reputation. I'm sorry you've had a tough go, but you're a fighter. And not just for Johnny Canuck, impressive as your stint in Special Forces was. 41 confirmed kills.
1 every 7 weeks. Same rate most folks get a haircut.
Wade grabs the recruiter's drink and throws it back.
To wash the taste out. It's hard to forget being so impressive.
Now you spend your days sticking up for the little man, slitting small-time throats for small-time folks.
People change.
The recruiter leans uncomfortably close.
Speaking of which, Mr. Wilson, I represent an organization that may be able to help. What if I told you we can cure your cancer? And what's more, give you abilities most men only dream of?
I'd say you sound like an infomercial. Not a good infomercial like Slap Chop, or like Shake Weedy.
The world needs extraordinary men. We won't just make you better, we'll make you better than better. A superhero.
I already tried the hero business. Let's just say it left a mark. The only chance you'll see me again is if I hit fuck it.
Exterior, interior, Guadalajaran clinic waiting room. Day passed. A dilapidated, sketchy medical clinic haunts the cityscape in Guadalajara, Mexico.
For now, I'll get through this with the one I love.
A sickly-looking Wade is on the final stop in his futile quest to find a cure. Desperate, among the most desperate. He sits in a pathetic, Muzak-filled waiting room, wearing a sombrero and clutching Vanessa's hand. Her fingers are interlaced with his, once perfectly manicured nails chewed to the quick. Vanessa is also wearing a sombrero, and anxiety on her face. Wade coughs severely, repeatedly into a handkerchief. Wade turns to the sweet elderly couple sitting next to him, ekes out a smile. The old man plays with some worry beads.
¿De dónde eres?
Boca Raton.
Ah, the fancy part of Mexico.
Moved in with my son to afford a treatment.
Wade looks pained to hear this.
Cancer? Sorry. Cancer?
Stage 4.
Toughest part of the Tour de France.
Very hilly.
The elderly man gestures to the souvenir patches sewn onto Wade's Hello Kitty duffel. Chechnya, China, Indonesia.
Logging some frequent flyer miles.
Final stop on Desperation World Tour 2016, which I believe was also the name of the Stones' last concert.
Final, because this is where we find the cure.
A mother and her stoic young son sign in with the nurse behind the front desk. The boy has lost all his hair.
No cheques de viajero. No pesos. Cash americano.
Wade grows upset as the mother counts out hard-earned cash. The boy reaches for a box filled with chupa chups, lollipops. The nurse scolds.
Chupa Chews. Cuestan extra.
Hey,
The nurse looks coldly at Wade. He stares back, eyes hard, then gets up and lays a crumpled dollar on the counter.
it's on me.
The nurse blinks, then stands, checking a chart.
Senor Abe Solomon.
Abe and his wife get up. The nurse motions for Mrs. Solomon to stay in the waiting room.
Handsome couple. Good luck to you two.
Abe drops his worry beads. Wade bends to retrieve them, then stands with effort and gently hands them to Abe.
Good luck to you, Pops.
Wade sits back down and his eyes find the little boy, his sunken eyes, his missing hair, his lollipop clutched like the richest treasure. Wade turns to look at Vanessa, who is also staring at the boy. Even though Vanessa is healthy, she too looks sick. No makeup, dirty hair, dark circles under her eyes. When she looks at Wade, it's clear she, not he, needs the most comfort. Wade pulls Vanessa close and strokes her hair with a trembling hand. Abe disappears. Wade watches with a newly dark look of suspicion. Interior operating room, day past. Abe lies shirtless on an unsanitary operating table, a tray of rusty surgical knives nearby. A man with a pockmarked face stands over him in a white lab coat with blue stitch cursive writing, Dr. Delgado.
Buenos dias, Senor Abe.
Quote unquote, Dr. Delgado pokes and prods with his fingers as if Abe's midsection is Play-Doh.
Voy a llegar dentro de tu cuerpo.
I'm sorry. No habla español, doc.
The doctor's other hand dips below the table, comes up dripping with something bloody. He kneads at wrinkled flesh, smearing the chicken blood across Abe's flesh.
De que se cure, Senor Abe. You are cured.
The doctor holds smelling salts under Abe's nose. His closed eyes jerk open to see the doctor's gloved hand clutching a huge, bloody, quote-unquote, tumor. Abe pushes himself up, peers down at his bloody abdomen with awe. The doctor wipes the blood away and helps him up.
Thank you. I owe you my life.
As Abe shuffles out, the doctor turns up to dump the quote-unquote tumor in the trash and wash his bloody hands in a basin.
Proximo, next.
Already here, hombre.
Dr. Delgado nearly jumps at the sight of Wade, already standing in the open door of the room, looking dangerous.
Oh, sorry, you surprised me. How long you standing there, Senor?
Wade walks slowly toward the doctor, who steps out nervously from behind his table. The two stand face to face. Wade smiles, angles his foot under the operating table, and uses it to slide something out from underneath the table. A bucket of bloodied chicken gizzards that double as removed tumors. Wade's rage seems to grow by the instant.
Long enough.
Delgado senses he is suddenly in danger, picks up a rusty scalpel from his tray. Wade moves toward him. Delgado lunges. He stabs Wade in the shoulder, then runs. Wade tackles him. In Wade's weakened state, the fight becomes an intense struggle. The two fall and wrestle. The bucket of gizzards overturns. They roll around and slop. The doctor squirms out of Wade's grasp and crawls into the hallway. Wade wriggles after him, tugging at his ankle. Interior waiting room hallway, sunset, past. The music still plays. Vanessa smiles warmly, sadly at the little boy who is unwrapping his chupa chup. Suddenly, a scream and cries for help in Spanish. The nurse and an alarmed Vanessa rush toward the shouting. Interior hallway, sunset, past. At last, Wade's fury has overcome his physical weakness. He straddles the doctor's chest. His expression is that of a man who's losing his shit. Wade raises the scalpel, slashes at the doctor's throat, then stabs him in the heart. The doctor writhes, spasms, gurgles, and falls still. Chest heaving, Wade raises his head to see, at the far end of the hall, Vanessa, frozen, terrified. A blood-soaked Wade locks eyes with her and swims back into sanity. What have I done? This is a horrific glimpse into Wade's murderous past, and the look on Vanessa's face is one of horror and pain. Awash in shame, Wade staggers to his feet, slips on chicken blood, and lunges in the other direction. He hits the door at the end of the hall at a run. Stab. The sword, covered in blood, penetrates the crayon drawing of the recruiter on Deadpool's corkboard.
Thank you, Agent Smith.
Deadpool lasers in on Ajax's picture at the top of the pyramid. Exterior, Guadalajara Street, sunset, past. Wade leans against a wall, gasping for breath. He looks back toward her voice, face a mask full of pain. Instead of seeking her, he melts into the busy street. Exterior, Deadpool's lair, day. Deadpool trudges to his front door. He speaks to the audience.
Some kind of anger can't be managed, like the kind where your year-long plan ends with the wrong guy getting dismembered. That said, when it comes time to licking wounds, there's no place like home. And I shared that home with someone you met. The old blind lady from the laundromat, Al. She's like Robin to my Batman, except she's old and black and blind. And I think she loves me. I think she loves me.
Interior workshop night. Oh, sorry.
I'm pretty sure Robin loves Batman too.
Interior workshop night past. Wade, ghastly, nearing death, lies back onto a stretcher, covered only by a flimsy hospital gown. He's being wheeled down a dim corridor by two tough-looking orderlies. In one hand, he holds the recruiter's crumpled business card. In the other, he clutches the limited edition Voltron ring, as tight as his shaky hand allows. They turn a corner and push through a pair of double doors into a cavernous room. Wade looks around, full of hope for a new life. Immediately, every single thing he sees, hears, begins to erode his confidence. The recruiter stands just inside the doors, smiling.
Mr. Wilson, nothing warms my heart like a change of someone else's.
Walking into Wade's point of view is the creepy recruiter. He beams down on Wade.
Finally hit fuck it.
Worse. Just promise you'll do right by me, so I can do right by someone else.
Of course.
Please don't make my super suit green or animated.
I hope you enjoy your stay.
The workshop, as this old warehouse is affectionately called, has been converted into a working laboratory. Wade is wheeled through a vast room containing rows of individual tents, each containing a subject. Wade's eyes dart to helpless silhouettes. We hear whispers, whimpers, moans. A fellow patient, a pathetic, terrified little man named Cunningham, is wheeled past Wade, restrained on another stretcher. Cunningham briefly locks eyes with Wade, but quickly moves on by. Wade can't help but be alarmed by the terror in Cunningham's eyes. The tents are illuminated by blinding overhead lights. Wade spies gruesomely intimidating medical equipment. Wade is wheeled into the tent that's his new home. The figure who was pushing Wade dumps him onto a chrome operating table and roughly straps him down.
My first request? A warmer table? And warmer hands.
Wade double takes at the sight of the figure above him, angel dust, 30s, female, tall, sexy, athletic, an Amazonian warrior in another age. Angel dust wheels over a high-tech IV drip complete with glass cylindrical tanks housing a glowing viscous liquid. Then she roughly straps Wade's neck to the table. Wade nearly gasps, the color now officially drained from his face.
Easy. Aren't you a little strong for a lady? I'm calling Ray.
You like that, huh? Welcome to our little hospital.
Doesn't look like a hospital. Looks like chlamydia holding still.
An unlit matchstick protrudes from Angel Dust's teeth, her idea of a toothpick.
Moral fixation?
Shut the fuck up.
Angel Dust places a finger on Wade's forehead and shoves his head back against the table. Bang, pinning it there.
Patience, Angel. All in good time.
Enter Ajax, whom we know is the prisoner from the raft with whom we'd seen Deadpool tangle in the present. This is the first Ajax and Wade have met.
Can I expect turn-down service?
Ajax nods to Angel Dust. Boom. She gags Wade with surgical tubing, then wraps it around the table, immobilizing his head.
Ah, we got another talker.
Wade's eyes are wider than ever. What the fuck?
Mr. Wilson, my name is Ajax. I manage the workshop. My welcome speech used to be full of euphemisms, like, you may feel some discomfort, but I've grown blunt.
Ajax unsheathes an IV needle. Angel Dust up-tilts the table 45 degrees, then readies a holographic monitor.
The workshop's not a government program. It's a private institution tasked with turning reclamation projects like yourself into men of extraordinary abilities. I'm about to remake your life. But if you think cancer cures painlessly, you're wrong. If you think superhuman powers are required painlessly, you're wrong.
Ajax touches Wade with the IV needle, pressing here and there, not quite hard enough to break skin. At last, he locates the subclavian vein. Wade flinches.
We're injecting you with a serum that activates mutant genes. For it to work, We need to subject you to extreme stress.
The liquid glows fluorescent through Wade's white skin as it pumps into the pulmonary highway.
You've heard of the whole make an omelette, break some eggs bit? I'm about to hurt you, Wade. The kind of hurt I can't describe and you can't prepare for. It's cruel stuff, and there's no way out for you. No secret you can tell me. No soft spot in me to appeal to.
Wade stares at them in shock.
What, you expected Weapon X?
Ajax starts to turn away but stops.
One more thing. What's the ad? I'm not just the president. I'm a client. I've been through this procedure myself. It made me stronger. It also scorched my nerve endings. So I no longer feel pain. In fact, I no longer feel anything anymore.
Wade reacts by saying something, made unintelligible by the surgical tubing. Ajax nods to Angel Dust, who slices the surgical tubing, snapping it away and freeing Wade to talk.
Something in your teeth.
Ajax smiles without opening his mouth, signals Angel Dust. She slams Wade's head back as he turns to leave. Before he exits, Ajax hesitates, can't help but check his teeth in one of the surgical mirrors.
Made you look. Hey, is Ajax your real name? Because it sounds suspiciously made up. What's it really? Steve? Mark? Trevor? Kyle? Elliot.
We hear laughs from nearby tents. Wade is now playing for an audience.
Joke away. The one thing that never survives this place is a sense of humor.
We'll see.
All yours.
We retake Wade's POV as Angel Dust, chewing her matchstick, re-enters frame above him, smiles, then punches him in the face. Black. Interior workshop night day montage past. A montage of Wade's treatments in the workshop, set to the notes of John Denver's inspirational classic, I Wanna Live, juxtaposed with harrowing vignettes of Angel Dust and Ajax experimenting on Wade. As he gasps, claws, screams bloody murder. Wade is dunked into thick, molasses-like liquid, pulled and yanked, poked and prodded by contraptions that would have shamed the Spanish Inquisition. Sawed, compressed, sliced, diced, slap-chopped, bled. Long syringes plunge deep into soft tissue. Scalpels make long incisions. Endoscopic cameras travel through the body, revealing the dirty work of invasive surgical equipment. Staple guns drive staples into sliced skin to pull it back together. Miniature circular saws slice through bone. IVs pull fluids from the body and insert other fluids in.
I want to share what I can give. I want to be. I want to live.
We also see short, ultra-fast mini montages of medical instruments implying the passage of time. Interior workshop montage night, over images of injection.
The serum I'm injecting you with targets any mutant genes lurking in your DNA.
Torture.
Adrenaline acts as a catalyst for the serum, so we must subject you to extreme stress. If you're lucky, the mutant gene will activate and manifest in spectacular fashion. If not, we'll have no choice but to keep hurting you in new and different ways, each more painful than the last.
Interior workshop day.
Until you finally mutate or die.
Interior workshop Wade's tent / Worm's tent night. At last, interior workshop Wade's tent, Worm's tent night. At last, Wade is laid back down on his table, only now in quiet darkness, meek, without any resistance whatever.
Puppies.
In the tent next to Wade, Cunningham holds up his fist to the fabric. Wade can see it through the cloth and silhouette.
It helps picturing puppies.
Wade gives Cunningham a knuckle bump through the fabric.
Puppies.
Or kittens, if you swing that way.
I swing both ways.
Wade swallows hard, grows serious.
Me, I've been making lists of things I still plan to do.
Bucket list?
I prefer fuck it list. Naked tandem base jumping with the WNBA Sacramento Monarchs. Sparking up a spliff with the Olympic torch.
Finishing my Lego Millennium Falcon.
Giving Meredith Baxter burning a Dutch oven.
Making my kids banana pancakes.
But the mouse is creative and delicious.
Ajax and Angel Dust enter Cunningham's tent and begin prepping him for a fresh round of torture.
Okay, I encourage distractions. Can't have you giving up on us, can we now, you little worm?
Suddenly, a voice calls out from the adjacent tent.
Don't take that shit, Cunningham. How tough can he be? A name like Francis.
Ajax is very subtly surprised. What did Wade just say? Wade is still strapped down inside, talking nice and loud.
That's right. He got Ajax off a dishwashing liquid. Legal name's Francis. Franci. Oops.
Ajax has entered Wade's tent. Ajax's expression tells us all we need to know about the validity of Wade's claim. With as much freedom of motion as he has in one hand, Wade waves a stub of paper at Francis.
Dry cleaning tag, Francis. Snagged it off your lab coat. FYI, I may be able to get you the superhero discount.
Close up on the tag, which reads Freeman Francis. Ajax stares hard at Wade with menacing eyes.
You are so relentlessly annoying. Will you do me a favor and shut the fuck up? Or I'll sew that pretty little mouth shut.
I wouldn't do that. Here's the problem with round-the-clock torture. You can't really step it up from there.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, Francis. That's what I think.
Exterior interior montage various. Interior workshop night passed. 2 orderlies and Angel Dust finished strapping Wade down and attaching electrodes to his head and chest. Wade is bound to a hospital bed that's encased in a large capsule of plexiglass. The top half of the capsule is hinged to one side, open, allowing Angel Dust access to Wade. Ajax sits eating a meal from some Tupperware in a nearby chair.
Seems your genes are as stubborn as you, but we can still increase your suffering. We don't even have a name for this.
Various wires and tubes run out of the capsule, connected to oxygen tanks, dials, and a monitor tracking brain and heart.
We reduce the oxygen in the air to the exact point you feel like you're suffocating. If you start to pass out, and your brain waves slow, we turn up the O2. If you catch your breath and your heart rate slows, we turn it back down. And we leave you right there, motherfucker.
What?
Waterboarding is the most severe stress known to man. This device prolongs that stress for hours, days.
Angel Dust chews her match and taps the capsule with a finger.
Or if you keep yapping, years.
And I thought you guys were dicks before this.
The saddest part, you still think we're making you a superhero. You. Dishonorable discharge, beating up pizza guys, hip deep in hookers. You're nothing. I call you an asshole. But I'd happen to answer to assholes. Little secret, Wade. The workshop doesn't make superheroes. It makes super slaves. We're going to fit you for a control collar and auction you to the highest bidder. Who knows what they'll force you to do? Put down freedom fighters, murder innocents, maybe just mow a lawn or two.
There's a brave face.
Ajax goes to close the lid.
Seriously, now you do have something in your teeth.
Enjoy the weekend.
Ajax swings the capsule closed and locks it. The sound leaks away until all that's left is a hissing sound as Ajax hits buttons to lower O2 levels. Wade's voice drops out as his breathing suddenly grows short and shallow. The oxygen dials fall. His heart rate soars.
He looks like a turd in a punch bowl.
Ah, the punch bowl.
Wade fights off panic. His breaths become desperate gasps. There's not enough air to talk or even scream. Dissolve 2, interior workshop tent later, night, eerily dark, silent. An extreme close-up of Wade's hand, nails clenched into the surface of whatever he's lying on. Is the skin actually bubbling? 2 men enter the tent and stand over the punch bowl. Click. One of the men turns on a surgical light overhead, revealing himself to be a kindly-looking doctor, avuncular, thick glasses. Next to him is an orderly. The doctor peers through the punch bowl's lid. He is surprised by what he sees. He nods to the orderly. Go on, hurry. The orderly quickly unlocks and unlatches the lid, then swings it open. Air rushes into the punch bowl. The orderly steps away, leaving the doctor alone in the room. Wade, hidden in darkness, gasps as though surfacing after being held underwater. The doctor casts a shadow over Wade's face inside. The doctor is fascinated, enlivened.
Mr. Wilson, these results are remarkable.
Wade takes lungfuls of air.
Your cancer cells are more aggressive than ever, dividing and metastasizing at a fantastic rate.
Yippee.
But the cells have inalterably changed. They're no longer destructive, but productive, selectively targeting and replacing damaged tissue.
There's a lot of, what's the word, syllables? Are you saying I'm better?
Better than better. A miracle.
Me and Jesus. Thank you. I owe you my life.
Wade grows choked up. The doctor is taken with empathy and affection. He tenderly brushes the hair off Wade's forehead, of which the camera catches the tiniest glimpse. Wade's skin is not right somehow.
There. Your journey's been long and difficult, but you've become something extraordinary. Just rest now. Rest.
The doctor slowly exits. Wade lies there, actually relaxes.
Then, just when I thought I could breathe easy.
Who appears over the punch bowl but Ajax?
Ooh. Someone lost a shot at Homecoming King.
You fucking sadistic.
No, not fair. Everything I've done for you has been in your best interest. Even this next bit, you may be cured, but you still need to learn to be a better man. Polite, respectful. What better way to teach you than to close this lid and keep torturing you, stupid?
Ajax slams the lid shut, latches and locks it. The hissing resumes. Wade's eyes grow wide. He starts to slide toward absolute anguish.
You think I'm losing my marbles because I can't breathe. I'm only half right.
Ajax appears to be looking in at Wade, but we rack focus to reveal he's looking at his reflection in the plexiglass lid, checking for stuff between his teeth.
See, if Francis was able to see his reflection.
The camera swings around to Wade's point of view of Ajax through the glass lid, which has been newly illuminated by the surgical light above, and then racks focus to Wade's reflective face. Covered with horrific scars, Wade is no longer a handsome young man. He is a monster, which is perfectly visible to him 1 foot away.
You know what they say. You always remember your first time.
Wade throws back his head in a silent scream.
Even 5 years later.
Exterior, interior, scrapyard, ground, day, present. Back in the present, we find ourselves in a huge scrapyard where various ships, planes, etc. are sold for scrap iron. Among various vehicles is an old battered combat carrier, long given up for dead. A heavy truck navigates through the heaps of scrap metal and grinds to a stop in front of the carrier. 2 heavyset men climb down and head toward the back of the truck, heave the heavy door open. Ajax and Angel Dust stand just inside, boxes and gear piled up around them. They hop down as 4 more rough-looking men pile up behind them. Angel Dust drags out a wooden crate. The planks crunch as she digs her fingers into the wood and heaves it up on one burly shoulder as if it weighed no more than a sack of flour. Heavy ammo peeks through.
Better to be the hunter than the hunted.
Ajax and Angel Dust walk across the muddy yard toward a service elevator bolted to the rusting hulk of the carrier.
Either I kill him or he kills me. Let's put him out of our misery.
Interior garbage truck day. Deadpool lays horizontal. He is speaking to the audience.
There, all caught up.
He climbs up and out of the garbage truck.
Thanks for the lift. Apologies if I bled on the recyclables.
Interior, exterior, Deadpool's lair, day, present. A mid-city duplex, borderline ghetto, semi-furnished, first apartment quality, futons and two sherry lamps. Stained carpet is currently being swept by a roaming Roomba, IKEA, everywhere. The same old African American woman we glimpsed early in the movie, late 70s, purple floral dress, sits on a ratty couch where the typical old woman might knit. Instead, this old woman uses a box cutter to lay waste to a big cardboard box from IKEA, the Ivar shelving unit. She lays out its components and tools on a wobbly IKEA Norna's coffee table, made more difficult by the fact that she is completely blind. This is Deadpool's roommate, Blind Al. Suddenly, Blind Al's keen ear picks up a faint, distant knocking. She cocks her head to listen. Exterior, Deadpool's lair, day, present, angle on the front yard. Dirt, no grass, 93 Chevy Avon up on blocks. An exhausted Deadpool is slumped against his own front door, red suit, no mask, no right hand. He is knocking weakly on the door with the side of his head. Interior, Deadpool's lair, day, present, angle on the living room. Blind Al stands up in comfy cream nursing shoes, grabs her red-tipped cane, and shuffles toward the front door, where she is tripped by the Roomba. She faceplants.
Let's get ready to Roomba!
Asshat.
Al swings her cane angrily again and again, trying to hit the robotic vacuum, which moves happily just out of reach. She reaches her knees and stretches for the door when Deadpool springs it open from outside, slamming it into her head. Blind Al goes down again.
Morning, roomie. This place reeks like old lady pants.
Yes, I'm old. I wear pants.
But you're no lady.
Blind Al struggles to a sitting position. Deadpool walks past her in his socks, drops his muddy boots to the floor, and slips into a pair of powder blue Crocs parked just inside the door.
So comfy.
Upside of being blind, I've never seen you in Crocs.
You mean my big rubber masturbating shoes?
Yes, I know. Downside of being blind, I hear everything in this duplex.
Deadpool walks bitterly past one wall of the duplex, which is covered wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling with Christmas advent calendars. Tons of ornaments, candies, etc. adorn the calendars. There's not one calendar left uncovered.
1,822 ornaments pinned to 260 calendars, all for Christmas that never came.
Too much naughty, too little nice.
Sit on a stick.
Deadpool splays out on a white futon, moaning, nursing his horrifying wound.
Back team?
Yeah, back team should do it. How's the Kulon coming? IKEA doesn't assemble itself.
Blind Al sits back on the ratty couch and begins applying the finishing touches to the shelving unit.
You're telling me I don't mind the coolant. It's an improvement on the her doll.
Anything's an improvement on the Herdal. I'd have taken a Jimenez or even a Tristan over the Herdal, but I didn't get excited till I saw the Kulon.
True, please.
Here? Now? Just kidding. I know it's been decades for you.
You'd be surprised.
Totally grossed out.
Blind Al turns the final screw, beyond unenthusiastic.
Duh.
The dresser looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa in shitty particular board. Deadpool tosses a dirty magazine on top. The Kulon collapses.
I wish I'd never heard of Craigslist.
And I quote, "Looking for roommate, blind to life's imperfections, must be good with hands. Or would you rather I build IKEA and you pay rent?"
Why such a douche this morning?
Let's recap. That cock thistle who turned me into this freak, the one I've been waiting 5 years for, slipped through my arms today. Arm.
Deadpool holds up his previously severed arm, which now has a little tweenage arm emerging off it. Yes, Deadpool can grow back limbs.
Catching him was my only chance to be hot again, get my super sexy ex back, and stop the same shit from happening to anyone else. So yeah, things are pretty fucking scrumptious.
Deadpool stands, walks behind the couch, and as he passes the back of Blind Al's head, farts.
Hashtag drive-by.
I'm gonna find this Craig and I'm gonna kill him.
Once I've got the cure, I'm going to do the same to Francis.
Interior workshop tent later. Wade, newly scarred, hidden in darkness, continues to gasp as though being held underwater. Then the lid of the punch bowl slides back, revealing Ajax. Wade takes deep lungfuls of air. Ajax leans in for a closer look.
Bloody hell. Someone lost a shot at Homecoming King.
What have you done to me?
Give me too much credit. This is the result of your gene. Punchbowl merely raised your stress to trigger the mutation.
You sadistic fuck.
Oh, where's the gratitude? You're cured. Your mutated cells can heal anything. You're attacking the cancer as fast as it can form. Your insides are a war zone, not to mention your outsides.
Wade looks stunned as he struggles to process all this information. Ajax smiles down.
I've seen similar side effects before. I could cure them for you, but really, where's the fun in that?
Wade says nothing, hating him but wanting to believe.
I'm going to close the zit again. Maybe you no longer need it, but I do.
For a long moment, Wade stares intensely at Ajax and sees nothing, a black hole of empathy, and he knows that this is a man who will never stop hurting him. So he turns his gaze to the ceiling and withdraws into himself. Then one place the cruelty can no longer reach him. Angel Dust enters, chewing on her usual matchstick.
Fuck. He's all yours.
Angel leans over the punch bowl, starts to undo Wade's restraints.
You smell like shit.
When Angel Dust leans close to Wade's head, he suddenly comes alive and uses the strength he has left to headbutt her in the forehead.
Whoa!
Angel advances toward Wade. Ajax stops her.
Oh, hey, all right. It's all right. I think you earned that one, yeah? You take off. Go on. Off you go.
As Angel Dust exits the tent, she reaches to her mouth for her matchstick, only it's not there. She frowns, fishes another match from her pocket, and tucks it between her lips. Ajax finishes strapping Wade down and goes to close the lid.
One question. What's my name?
Wade remains listless, mouth shut, blinks. Ajax closes and locks the lid. Hiss, the oxygen dials fall.
Sorry, Francis. My lips are sealed.
And then we're inside the punch bowl with Wade as the oxygen levels drop and the suffering rises. Through a fog of misery, Wade sees Ajax staring down, watching him, drinking in his pain. Interior workshop night past. Back in the punch bowl, Wade opens his mouth, within which he is hiding a single matchstick, clenched carefully, dryly between his teeth. He inhales, then spits out the match into his waiting palm. Finally, he strikes it against the side of the punch bowl. Wade aims the now flaming match toward the tiny hole through which oxygen flows. The match is quickly burning down. Will it reach the hole before it snuffs out? At the last possible moment, the flame combusts the stream of oxygen, igniting it, back through the transparent plastic tube that trails outside the punch bowl. The flame snakes through the tube, this way and that, until it reaches the oxygen tank standing next to the punch bowl. A beat, then the tank explodes. It blows it apart. The hospital bed snaps in two. Out in the ward, the fireball curls outward, spreading from tent to tent. Boom, boom. Other flammable tanks detonate. The tents go up like Roman candles. It's now mass chaos. Alarms blare, flames leap, smoke billows, patients flee. A curtain of fire suddenly disperses, replaced by billowy white smoke from an oversized chrome fire extinguisher held by Ajax, who strides grimly toward Wade's tent. He throws back the burning fabric and nearly eats an oxygen tank. He blocks it at the last moment with his fire extinguisher. Clang. On the other side of the oxygen tank, windmilling it with unbridled ferocity, is Wade. Wade and Ajax swing the oxygen tank and fire extinguisher like modern-day clubs trying to take off each other's heads. Clang, bang, bam. The tanks collide in midair. Ajax's fingers crunch between metal. He doesn't even feel it. Wade grabs the hose of Ajax's fire extinguisher, angles it up, and gets his finger on the trigger. The extinguisher blasts. Ajax is momentarily blinded. Wade brings the oxygen tank down like a lumberjack's axe. Ajax blocks it, but is driven to his knees. Wade's eyes are lit with fire. Down the tank comes again and again. Ajax takes his own fire extinguisher to the chin, then catches a blow from the oxygen tank to his temple. The extinguisher goes flying. Wade swings the oxygen tank again, but against all odds, Ajax catches it and slams it back into Wade's nose. Crunch. Ajax rises to his feet, and the two grip opposite sides of the oxygen tank, grappling with every ounce of strength. Wade sweeps Ajax's feet and he topples over backwards, Wade on top of him. Wade lifts the heavy tank and slams it into his face. Once, twice, 3 times, crack. As he's about to finish the job, Ajax smiles, blood bubbling from his smashed lips.
You can't kill me, Wade. I'm the only one who can fix that ugly mug.
Wade looks torn as his rage gives way to something like hope. He tosses the tank away.
It's time to make me again.
A scream of terror behind Wade makes Wayne turn.
Wade, help! Wade!
Wade looks through the smoke and flame and spies a helpless Cunningham lying in the flaming wreckage.
Fuck.
Wade drops Ajax and sprints to Cunningham, starts dragging at the piece of at the wreckage trapping him when slice, a long piece of sheared rebar thrusts clean through his chest from behind. The force sends the spear deep into the wooden floor beams, pinning Wade like an insect in an entomologist's display. In a grand display of strength, Ajax bends the end of the rebar to keep Wade pinned, then walks around and squats down into Wade's eye line, wearing a triumphant sneer.
It's my name.
Blood dribbles from Wade's mouth as he tries in vain to push himself off the bloody spike of metal. Ajax rises, scans the burning workshop with a scowl, clearly a lost cause, and turns to leave. Cunningham screams again as the flames near him, grunting with the pain and effort. Wade tries to push himself off the spike. His hands slip on the blood-slick metal, and he cannot free himself. His Voltron ring lies on the floor next to him. Wade and Cunningham share a last look. Cunningham clamps his jaws shut, fighting the agony. Creak, crackle, the roof collapses, burying both of them, and we cut to black. Fade up on interior workshop day. Morning's first sunlight. Wade's Voltron ring lies completely melted in the debris. The camera follows it to Wade's hand, then up his arm to his face. Wade's eyelids flutter and he comes to. He is naked, his hospital gown burned away. We see blackened sludge, soot, charred remains, the metal and scorched metal rod, melted and scorched metal rod next to him. Wade slowly realizes where he is and what happened. He reaches down to his stomach wound, which has miraculously healed. Wade sits up, stunned.
I didn't just get the cure to cancer. I got the cure to everything.
Exterior city street, morning past. Vanessa, tired, broken, mind seemingly elsewhere, walks toward her apartment. She passes a loving young couple, arm in arm. Vanessa clocks this sadly, continues on. Behind her, people walk to and fro. Among them, we reveal Wade, dressed in ill-fitting pants and a hoodie. He is a train wreck, scarred face on display for the world to see for the first time. He looks purposeful but tentative, walking behind Vanessa, gaining on her. Angle on Wade's POV. A boy goes by on his bike, trying not to gape. A toddler in a stroller looks up and bursts into tears. The toddler's mother hustles past.
Alex, don't stare.
Vanessa stops and rifles through her purse for keys. Still on Wade's POV, Wade stops too, suddenly paralyzed as the moment to face Vanessa arrives. As he hesitates, torn with anguish, the whispers seem to grow, rising in volume until they become deafening.
Oh my god, that is so fucking gnarly, dude.
Just lost my appetite.
Wade spins, trying to see where the voices are coming from. Nowhere, everywhere. The whispers crescendo, now more in Wade's mind than in reality. He turns back to Vanessa, his face a mask of fear and pain, just as she disappears into her apartment building. The closing glass door reveals his own hideous reflection staring back at him.
In the whole wide world, there's nothing as ugly as fear.
He gives up on his mission, backing away from his reflection. Vanessa, his old life. He stumbles off the curb and into the street when, bam, he is crushed out of frame by a speeding bus. Smash cut to black. Fade up on interior morgue, night. 3 body bags lie on slabs in a morgue. Without warning, the middle bag sits up straight at the waist. then tries to caterpillar its way to the edge of its slab, but instead pitches off the slab, crunch, face first into the floor.
Oh.
Interior Deadpool's lair, night. An FBI-style organizational chart has been pinned on Wade's corkboard in the lair. A pyramid of baddies are linked by strings. Each baddie is depicted not by a photograph, but by a childlike crayon drawing. Second from the top is the recruiter. At the apex of the pyramid is Ajax himself. Deadpool in his lair sews together an early proto costume. We see quick cuts of pieces of it going on. White Adidas tracksuit, white gloves, white boots, and some sort of white mask, a single gun, underarm holster, boot knife, but no swords. Interior pool hall night.
Don't make me ask twice. Where's Francis?
Deadpool questions a bleeding thug, more bodies scattered across a floor littered with broken furniture behind him. Another thug rushes in and smashes a pool cue over Deadpool's skull. Deadpool snatches the broken shaft of wood and punches it into the thug's belly. A third thug staggers to his feet, pulls a pistol, fires multiple shots point blank. Deadpool staggers back, blood blossoming across his white suit. Click. The thug stares in disbelief that Deadpool's still standing. Deadpool looks down at the shaft of wood in his hand. Thinks.
I said, where's fucking... You made me ask twice.
Deadpool spins the bloody cue with inhuman dexterity and starts towards the terrified thug, accidentally knocking over a pitcher of Bloody Mary onto his already bloody-stained suit.
Fuck me.
Interior laundromat day. Deadpool, tied stained stick in hand, tries unsuccessfully to get the blood out of his white suit. We get our first glimpse of Blind Al, who sits next to Deadpool at the laundromat, completely unfazed by the bloodbath.
Seltzer water and lemon for blood. Or wear red.
Deadpool's eyes light up. He crumples the suit into a ball and tosses it into a trash bin. Interior Deadpool's lair night. Deadpool stabs a knife into the picture of the goon he just killed at the bottom of the pyramid, right in the forehead. Interior lair night. Deadpool's at the sewing machine again. Quick cuts of a red proto outfit going on. Cheap red sweats, red gloves, red Converse, as yet unseen red mask, which turns out to be interior underground fight night, a red lucha libre pro wrestling mask. Deadpool stands in the shadows of a dingy basement, low ceilings, wall stacked high with cases of liquor. In a boxing ring at the center of the room, two women pound each other surrounded by a scrum of a crowd. Deadpool spies his mark in a dirty white suit pressed in tight ringside. Deadpool pulls his mask down, wades into the crowd, throwing men aside, plowing toward his target. The mark sees Deadpool at the last second, turns as a katana flashes out and skewers his hand, pinning it to the wall. Deadpool fires a couple shots into the ceiling, sending the rest of the crowd rushing for the exit.
Don't make me ask twice. Where's...
Smash cut to interior, exterior, various locations, interrogation / kills. Deadpool has a goon at sword point.
Donde está Francisco?
I don't speak Spanish!
I don't have time for you to learn.
Deadpool kills the thug.
Take me to your leader. I always wanted to say that. Squeal like a pig. Where's Francis? In no particular order, where's your boss, and where can I find good Indian food? Why the red suit? That's so bad guys can't... Oh, never mind, they've already heard that. You're about to tell me everything you know about Francis Freeman. Known aliases, current whereabouts, boxers or briefs. Go. Open your mouth. Here comes the airplane. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm telling you. You're just going to have to kill me.
Okay. Right? Don't make me break out the collective soul CDs. You give me your boss, I give you the rest of your life. I don't feel good about myself, but where is he? I'm so sorry.
Exterior, interior montage various. New costume, Boom, a man dies. Stab, his picture is knifed. Boom, stab. Questions, boom, stab. Interrogation, boom, stab. Deadpool questions more and more thugs, each bit of information bringing him closer. Soon, there is a forest of knives sticking from the board, and only the recruiter and Ajax are left. Interior Rice World night. A wretched room, dirty mattresses covering the floor, dim light scatters through a tangle of IV bags hastily strung up over men too poor to have anywhere else to go and die. The recruiter kneels, speaking quietly to a particularly hardened patient. He places a card in the man's emaciated hand, then stands and walks toward a low doorway. The recruiter enters a brightly lit room stacked high with bags of rice. Two heavily armed thugs fall in beside him. The men scan the aisles as they move toward a door leading out into an alley.
Agent Smith.
They turn to see Deadpool high atop a stack of rice bags.
I know, right? I look like $1,000,000. Literally, this suit cost Fox $1,000,000.
Without a word, the recruiter flees, running through the big roll-up door. Deadpool leaps to land between the two bodyguards as they draw their weapons and spray the room with gunfire. One goes down in a bloody heap. Deadpool leaps toward the other, skewers him with both swords. The thug falls backward, dead before he hits the ground. Exterior alley night.
Come out wherever you are. Don't make me ask twice. Good for you.
The recruiter has stepped timidly from between overflowing garbage bins, hands raised, eager to talk his way out of this mess.
To whom should I address my desperate bargaining?
Don't recognize the voice? Maybe the resume? 41 confirmed kills. Ooh, make that 89. 7 the past week alone. Same rate most folks. Get a shave.
Mr. Wilson.
Ding ding ding. Now you're about to tell me where I can find your boss. I'm gonna make you feel worse. Wait.
Deadpool brings the sword closer to the recruiter's face, turns the camera.
Worse than worse.
And I pride myself on being persuasive.
Smash cut to interior Sister Margaret's day past. Wade stands in the shadows. Weasel sits at a table.
No. No way. I'm not making her life as ugly as mine.
Come on, you can't look that bad. It's like the blemish no one notices but you.
Wrong. I'm a monster, inside and out. I belong in a circus, the kind that rolls around Eastern Europe in covered wagons.
I can't envision a scenario where Vanessa won't take you back. Holy shit. You are terrifying. You look like an avocado had sex with an older avocado.
Wade grabs the bottle of Jack Daniels from the table, guzzles.
We might have to move our relationship to text and phone only.
Wade ignores Wheeze, slams down the bottle.
And the only guy who can fix this fucking mug, the asshole who ran that mutant factory, escaped to who knows where.
I take back the Vanessa thing. You have only one option.
Find Francis go fuck himself.
Starring a low-budget horror movies. Seriously, you look like Freddy Krueger. Face fucked a topographical map of Utah.
I'm gonna work my way through his crew, crushing bad guys' skulls till one of them leads me to Francis. And I'll force him to cure this face, stomp his bloody guts into a vine vintage, and bring Vanessa back.
Okay. Not exactly the plot of Beauty and the Beast, but cool. Good news that douche thinks you're dead. Advantage you. He won't think you're coming. Bad news, with that puss like that, you'll be spotted fast.
So what do you suggest? Mask?
Not a bad idea. You are haunting. Your face is the stuff of nightmares.
Like a testicle with teeth.
How about a super suit and a nickname? Bitter Boy, Super Fist, Captain Never Die.
What?
Nothing. It's just, I just realized I'm never winning the...
Weasel looks over to Wade, sees him staring. He follows Wade's gaze up to the board on the wall.
Deadpool.
As Wade says the word, he and Weasel share a look. Eureka! Wade holds up a bottle.
Deadpool, to you, Mr. Pool.
The two clink glasses. Interior-exterior montage, day-night past. A highly pleased Deadpool holds up the soon-to-become-famous mask for the first time, ushering in a montage. Wade, at Sister Margaret's, receives a yellow card with a cypress tree from Weasel. He turns a Lucha Libre mask inside out to reveal the classic Deadpool mask we all know and love, puts it on, then dresses, piece by piece, in the red uniform we've come to know and love, and at last unsheaths the katana. The sword twirls, slashes, lunges into shadow, a handkerchief wipes blood from the blade, the katana gets sheathed again. The same yellow card is now received and punched by Weasel. Wade is paid in $20 bills, whipped cream frothed onto a shot glass, a blowjob is tossed back. Meanwhile, Vanessa plays skee-ball wistfully by herself at the arcade. Skee-balls roll into holes, lights flash, tickets churn out. Vanessa catches a reflection of someone staring at her from across the lobby. When she spins around, the culprit is gone. Vanessa shivers, but it's a warm shiver somehow. A heap of tickets slides across the prize counter. A big stuffed animal slides into Vanessa's arms. Vanessa tosses it into an empty closet inside her and Wade's former apartment, then stares out the spiderweb crack in the window. Back at Deadpool's lair, Deadpool places various suspicious accoutrements of the Norna's coffee table, an 8x11 framed photo of Vanessa, a bottle of Jergens, a box of Kleenex, his belt, his powder blue Crocs. Deadpool kicks back onto the futon, smiles but under his mask. Cut to Blind Al building yet another shelving unit, looking up with a grossed out frown. Am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? Next, Deadpool finishes plastering hundreds of advent calendars he's purchased onto one wall of his lair. When the wall is covered, he carefully pins the first ornament onto the first tree of the first calendar. And at last, his mask comes off and his head hits the pillow. Instantly, the montage cranks up its speed with quicker and quicker edits. The visual totems that have just been introduced begin to fly by, shorthand for the passage of time. Yellow cards are given, received, punched. Blades are unsheathed, sheathed, cleaned. Whipped cream sprayed, drinks consumed. Ski balls rolled into holes, tickets won, prizes earned, tossed into an ever-growing pile in the closet, Vanessa staring out her window. Jergens pumped, Kleenexes pulled, Crocs discarded, Blind Al's ears plugged. Ornaments are pinned to calendars, lords a leap, swans a swim, maids a milk, masks, mask comes off, heads hit pillow, mask pulls on, the images fly by faster, 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 whipped cream, ski balls, Crocs, ornaments, Weasel, Deadpool, Vanessa, Al, I Need a Hero plays faster and faster too, higher and higher like a record on too many RPMs. The effect is rhythmic, hypnotic, until finally the montage reaches a crescendo and then boom, ratchets back to normal speed. Christmas morning has arrived. All the calendars but one are now fully studded with decorations. Deadpool plucks out one last star to pin atop the final tree, only it's not a star at all. It's Ajax's mugshot clipped out from the old newspaper. With great satisfaction, Deadpool pins the faded photo to the last treetop, the music dies, and Deadpool turns to camera.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Smash cut to interior Deadpool's lair, day past. Deadpool has one leg in his costume and the other leg still sabbing for the other pants hole.
Late.
He hops across the hall past Blind Al, not really paying attention to her. We're revisiting the moment from earlier just after she trips on Deadpool's duffel of ammunition, picks it up, and drags it off.
Hurry.
I hope you're doing us the courtesy of pants.
Exterior city street, day past. Deadpool runs out to the street corner and waves.
Taxi!
A taxi, if you've been paying attention, you will recognize it. Pulls up to the curb. Deadpool opens the rear door. A woman steps out, pausing to pay Depender.
Keep the change.
Deadpool frowns. The woman is pulling her money from a Bernadette Peters change purse. Deadpool's eyes raise from the purse to the woman holding it. Bernadette Peters herself. Deadpool double takes, then shakes his head. Nah, couldn't be. And climbs into the cab. Who is behind the wheel but...
Where do you want to be going?
Sorry, was that Bernadette Peters? And we all know how this turned out. Cue Benny Hillsby.
The action goes into Benny Hill-like hyperspeed as we relive the opening scenes of the movie. Deadpool's cap ride, Ajax crumpling up his orange jumpsuit and switching places with a motorcycle rider out the raft, the freeway fight from Ajax's goons, the confrontation with Colossus until at last, exterior warehouse day. Transport trucks idle in the loading dock. A docile super slave fitted with a control collar and cuffs steps into a crate identical to the ones Ajax delivered to the warlord in Act 1. He lies down. Angel Dust is overseeing. She plunges a pistol grip syringe into his neck and fires.
For your flight.
The man's eyelids flutter shut. Next to him, 4 identical crates hold 4 unconscious men and women. The workshop henchmen hammer on the tops and laboriously load them up onto the truck. Angel picks up one over her shoulder with ease. She turns at the sound of a sputtering motorcycle getting closer. Ajax rolls in on one of the battered black bikes from the freeway. Smoke curls from its broken tailpipe. He steps off the bike while it's still moving, just letting it roll forward and tip to the ground with a clank.
Oh, quit showing off, Angel.
Angel doesn't seem surprised by his dirty and bloodied appearance. A raised eyebrow and a disapproving look is all she has for her boss. Interior warehouse day. A warehouse full of surgical equipment, overhead lamps, fabric tents, chrome tables, one of which Ajax sits on.
Wade fucking Wilson.
Angel Dust stands in front of him, putting stitches into his gory mess of a shoulder wound. He doesn't so much as flinch.
Makes perfect sense.
Suppose if I looked like him, I'd wear a mask too. I do wish I mended the same.
Ajax pops off the table, swings his arm around, testing his shoulder.
Not to worry. We'll put him out of our misery on our terms.
And if he heals?
We can't. There's nothing left of him to heal. And then we go back to business as usual.
Ajax's hand is a blur as he plucks the matchstick from Angel's mouth.
Let's say we leave the matches at home.
Interior Deadpool's living room, night, present. The past reaches the present, regular speed again. Deadpool is sitting on his futon, Crocs on, staring at camera.
There. All caught up. Ugh.
Tylenol PM.
Blind Al shuffles over from the kitchen with a cup of tea and a bottle of Tylenol. She eases down onto the futon next to Deadpool.
You can stick that where you stuck the Pectine. I found my stash of Wisdom Tooth Percocet in the Sojourn, and I'm orbiting Saturn. But I appreciate the gesture.
Deadpool lays his head on Blind Al's shoulder and gently rubs her face with his kid hand.
Am I crazy or is your hand really small?
The size of a KFC spoke.
Ugh. I get why you're so pissy, but your mood's never going to brighten until you find this woman you love and tell her how you feel.
What do I keep saying? Mrs. Magoo, she wouldn't have me. If you could see me, you'd understand.
Love is blind, Wade.
No. You're blind.
The Roomba sucks up 3 screws next to an Ivar shelving unit.
What was that?
A clue why our Ivor shelving unit's about to fall the fuck apart.
Are you just going to lie there and whimper?
Just clocking time till this arm plows through puberty. Got a new Christmas Day.
Deadpool throws his feet, Crocs and all, up on the coffee table.
Now, you may want to leave the room, but it feels huge in this hand.
Interior Sister Margaret tonight. Weasel is on the phone. Weasel is on the house phone. The bar is bustling.
Wade, we got a problem, and by we, I mean you.
Exterior number 5 orange night. Deadpool and Weasel walk hastily, purposely into the eye of the storm. Deadpool is a hot mess.
I'm about to lose what's left of my shit. Is there a word for half afraid, half furious?
Furious? Wait, is it Monday? They have an amazing matzo ball soup Monday. Never mind, have you figured what you're going to tell her?
Fuck.
It's a start.
Interior number 5 orange strip club night. Lights flash, music pumps. From across the room we see Wade and Weasel enter. Weasel jokes with the doorman while Wade scans the crowd, searching for Vanessa. MC Stan Lee, sweatsuit, gold chains, Beats headphones, lords from a glass cubicle.
Sorry. I was getting ready. Hold on. Where is it? Sorry.
This is why we should have got Rob Liefeld.
Coming on to the stage, give it up for Chastity.
Interior number 5, Orange Strip Club night.
Or as I like to call her, Irony.
Deadpool navigates through a tightly packed crowd toward the main stage, accompanied by Weasel.
I gotta find her fast before fuck ass.
How do you even know she's here?
I come for the French onion soup. How do you think? I'm constantly stalking the fox.
Deadpool stops in his tracks, staring.
Every time I see her, it's like the first time.
Reverse angle to reveal what Deadpool is looking at. The gorgeous backside of a cocktail waitress in a skimpy dress. Back to Deadpool.
Even from this angle. Especially from this angle.
Hypnotized, Deadpool puts one foot in front of the other, approaching the waitress. Suddenly, the waitress turns to reveal her face, Vanessa. Deadpool immediately chickens out, puts his head down, turns away from her into the press of men around one of the stages. Vanessa catches the vaguest glimpse, but before she can get a better look, Deadpool is swallowed up by the crowd. She gets that warm shiver again, the one that says she's feeling an old presence. She stares after Deadpool. It couldn't possibly be. Deadpool rushes past the men, almost in a panic, beating a hasty retreat toward Weasel at the back of the room.
Shittiest moment, numero tres.
Deadpool walks past Weasel, fleeing into the men's room. Interior men's restroom, continuous, and splash, washes his face at the sink.
Let's do this before I reconsider maximum effort.
A hand comes into frame offering a paper towel. It belongs to a washroom attendant in a tuxedo vest. Deadpool uses the towel to wipe his face and finishes with the attendant's sleeve.
Sorry. I get very uncomfortable around you guys. Crisp high five?
Interior number 5, Orange Strip Club night. Vanessa sets down a tray of empty glasses. Her scumbag of a manager gives her a heads up.
Someone out back asking for you said something about an old boyfriend?
Exterior number 5, Orange Strip Club alley night. Vanessa exits the club into an alley, one of Wade's old jackets thrown over her shoulders. One sickly street lamp casts some light. The rest is obscured in shadow. Vanessa spies the shape of a man hiding in the shadows.
I knew it was you.
Vanessa is seized by memories. She peers into the dark, heart pounding.
With the weird curvy edges.
Then steps forward slowly, nervously, overcome with emotion.
Like a jigsaw puzzle.
No one answers. Vanessa gets a bad feeling and starts to back up. The man steps confidently into the light. Not Wade, but Ajax. Vanessa spins around and runs straight into Angel Dust, who steps out of the shadows. Vanessa makes a grab for her purse, contents spilling out onto the grimy street, but her hand comes up with a taser. She jams it into the flesh of Angel Dust's shoulder. Angel Dust just smiles as electricity arcs and sizzles. Then she grabs Vanessa's hand and twists it away. Vanessa thrashes like a polecat, but Angel Dust is brutally strong. She clamps her hand around Vanessa's jaw and squeezes, dangling her in the air by her face.
You have Wade Wilson to thank for this.
Vanessa's eyes widen in shock and surprise.
The good Lord sends the fishing,
Vanessa screams mutely into Angel Dust's palm.
but you must take the bait.
Interior number 5, Orange Strip Club hallway night. Wade pushes through the crowd to find Weasel sitting in Gyno Row at the edge of the stage. He's in the middle of slipping a bill into a dancer's garter.
Manager said she went that way. Good luck, Tiger.
Deadpool moves quickly down a hall, turns a corner, and reaches for the knob of the door to the alley. His eyes widen as he remembers something important. Deadpool reaches back and pulls up his hood to hide his scarred face. Deadpool girds himself, then opens the door to spy. Exterior number 5, Orange Strip Club alley night. The empty alley. Deadpool spies a woman's clutch lying alone in a pool of light, contents strewn about. He reaches down and picks up his old Bernadette Peters change purse.
Motherfucker best be wearing his brown pants.
Interior scrapyard elevator pre-dawn. Ajax and Angel Dust stand on either side of a bound and gagged Vanessa. They are inside the metal cage of an industrial elevator going up.
And numero dos.
A bare bulb casts harsh light as they rise past a dark mass of twisted metal. Ajax looks almost bored, hums to himself tunelessly. Exterior flight deck day. Ajax explains his plan to Vanessa.
That's what I thought. But he keeps on coming back, like a bad Jesus. But despite all Wade's powers, I still hold the advantage. He feels too strongly for his own good. Let's see how he fights with your head on a block.
Exterior X Mansion Day. A sign reads Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. The sign is on the perfectly manicured front lawn of the gorgeous Gothic X Mansion. Who is standing outside the front door of the mansion but Deadpool in full regalia? Deadpool raises his knuckles to knock, but is suddenly startled by the door swinging open to reveal an annoyed, negasonic teenage warhead. She's wearing Beats headphones.
Ripley from Alien 3?
Deadpool.
It's like you knew I was about to knock. Is that big steel dildo home?
You guys going for a bite? Early bird special?
Like there's something wrong with eating before sundown. Or saving money. But no. It's about me saving my girl from a bad guy. The one you two helped me lose. You do fight bad guys. No time for hard stares. Are you gonna fetch big shiny balls or not? Tell him I have an offer he can't refuse.
What?
Negasonic teenage warhead turns, disappears into the house.
Colossus?
From off camera, we hear loudly, excitedly from the second floor.
Is that you, Wade? I knew you'd see the error of ways.
Yep, that's me seeing the error of my ways. I just need an itty-bitty favor in return. Well, 5 times? Shame on him.
Interior Deadpool's lair dawn. Weasel and Deadpool are going through IKEA drawers, pulling out every gun and grenade on God's green earth and stuffing them into a couple of Deadpool's I Heart Hello Kitty duffel bags. This is Deadpool's arsenal, big enough for a small army. In go the twin Desert Eagles, then Weasel dumps an entire armful of ammo boxes into the duffel.
That's about 3,000 shells.
A beat. Deadpool looks at camera menacingly.
Now we've all seen what I can do with 12.
Blind Al enters, holding a stare. She holds a rifle.
I was gonna spend tonight assembling the Borgia, but this is holding my interest.
Both Deadpool and Weasel duck, afraid she might shoot them.
Careful, Ronnie Millsap. We're downrange. We decided on the Orberg, not the Borgia.
She cool?
Coolest. Plus, she could never pick you out of a lineup.
Beep, beep. Deadpool looks at his phone. The screen says Vanessa's phone.
It's Francis. He wants me to come to him. And he calls me a piece of...
That's the shit emoji. A turd with a smile, see? How did Google ever approve that?
Blind Al grabs a Nerf N-Strike Elite Strong Arm blaster from a drawer. It feels like a gun, and goes to put it in the duffel. Deadpool almost stops her, then shrugs. Maybe it will come in useful.
That's every piece in the house.
Blind Al sighs, busted. She puts her leg up on a chair and pulls a tiny Saturday Night Special from an ankle holster and is about to hand it over when instead she turns and, boom, shoots the Roomba, laying waste to it.
It was him and me. I did hit it, right?
Please. It's been years since you've hit anything. See what I did there?
Fuck you.
Deadpool takes the tiny gun and shoves it into the small of his back, then follows Weasel out the door, then quickly turns back.
In case I never see you again, I love you very much. And there's $110 million buried somewhere in the apartment. Good luck. Watch your face.
Deadpool slams the door behind him. Interior, exterior taxi morning. A taxi drives across the city, its back bumper scraping the ground, throwing off sparks. In the passenger seat, Deadpool, his duffel bag at his feet. Behind the wheel, Depender.
Any luck winning Gita back?
I tried to hold on tight with the pool, but Bondo is more craftier and handsomer than me.
Poor relative.
Deadpool quickly lifts his mask, revealing his scars to Depinder. Startled, Depinder flinches and sideswipes a parked car.
Stop the car! I must leave notes.
Cut to the back seat to find Colossus crammed in, knees to chest. He's drinking a cappuccino in a Dunkin' Donuts cup.
Oh, please. I'll bet the halls of your high school were very well monitored.
Do not be stopping.
Wait, I'm putting a warning.
To Colossus's left is Negasonic Teenage Warhead. She's holding two fingers to her temple again, a la Professor X, then nods towards Depinder.
She's uninsured.
Looking at ESPN. I'm quite uninsured.
You mean ESP. But come on, I could have. Yeah.
Deadpool literally bounces in frustration.
Brought this twinkly man.
Twinkly. My big Ruski friend doesn't like the idea of a whole new army of mutant muttonheads. And I told him if he did me this solid, I'd consider joining as a boy band.
It's not a boy band!
Sure it's not.
The cab drives over a small dip and bottoms out. Clang, bang. A muffled yelp comes from the trunk.
Oh,
Oh, help me!
Beat. Depinder reaches to turn up the radio.
Depinder? What was that?
Oh, that was Bandu.
band who?
My romantic rival Bandu. He's tied up in the trunk. I'm doing as you said, DP. I plan to gut him like a tandoori fish, and dump his lifeless corpse on Geeta's doorstep like a cat with a dead bird. Mom and Dad will be over the moon.
Deadpool looks back at Colossus and shrugs.
Something must have gotten lost in translation. Seriously, this is no way to win Geeta's heart. Return Bandu home safe and gentle-like, and then woo Geeta with your boyish charm.
Fine, safe and gentle-like. Here we are.
Depinder pulls over and hits the meter, then sighs.
I too am clairvoyant. I produce a crisp high five.
For you? 10.
Not a dead poop, boy.
Deadpool and Depinder slap both hands.
Time to make the fucking chimichangas.
Exterior scrapyard day. We hear the first bold notes of DMX's X Gon' Give It To Ya. Deadpool, Colossus, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead walk in slow-mo across the scrapyard toward the combat carrier.
Not often a dude ruins your face, destroys your living, grabs your future baby mama, personally sees to 8 of your 10 shittiest life moments, and plans to lather, rinse, repeat on a bunch of new chumps. Let's just say it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
This is as cool as Deadpool has ever looked. Muscles, sprouting muscles, katanas gleaming. Then at the height of his coolness, Deadpool stops, sensing something amiss. DMX cuts out. Regular speed resumes as Deadpool looks down to spy his fly down. He zips it up, embarrassed.
It happens. Alright, cue up DMX again.
Wait, where's your duffel bag?
Ah!
Interior taxicab day. Depinder drives, head bobbing to a Bangira beat. Hello Kitty Duffel still sitting in the passenger wheel well. On cue, Depinder's cell phone rings. Depender reaches for it, then fumbles it away. The phone falls to the floorboard. Depender looks ahead, sees the approaching traffic light is green, ducks down to make a grab, but when he returns his eyes to the road, the light is now red. Depender slams on his brakes. Screech. He manages to avoid the car in front. Bam. The taxi is rear-ended. Its trunk smashed like an accordion. We hear a holler from inside.
Bandu.
Exterior scrapyard day.
God damn it. Never mind. Nothing that can be fixed by 2 swords and maximum effort. Give me a beat.
DMX kicks in again. Deadpool strides forward in slow-mo. As they near the carrier, a dozen armed and armored mercs suddenly rise from behind the piles of scrap metal before them, assault weapons raised, ready to fire. The trio stops, Colossus stepping in front of Negasonic Teenage Warhead, sheltering her behind his armored body.
No one fires.
Our heroes crane their necks to spy angel dust standing on the edge of the deck above.
They're mine.
Angel dust leaps outward, falls like a stone, hits the ground with a thunderous impact. The dust clears. She strides over the broken ground, smiling, ready for a scrap.
What a superhero landing. It's really tough on me, though. Clearly, you're too much dude for me, which is why I brought him.
Colossus steps forward into Angel Dust's path, holding a pair of handcuffs, just like he used to use on Deadpool.
I'd prefer not to hit a woman, so please place your hands behind your...
Boom! Without stopping, Angel Dust throws a right hook from her heels. The punch connects with Colossus's jaw. He goes flying, scraping sparks across concrete.
I also brought her.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead steps forward on Deadpool's right. She chews her gum once, twice, then runs towards Angel Dust, lowers her shoulder, and explodes up toward her with a wickedly thunderous bang of energy and sound. Yes, Negasonic Teenage Warhead is exactly that, a living, breathing warhead, like her own personal cannonball. It's Angel Dust's turn to go flying backwards, smashing into and completely trashing a heavy metal shipping container.
Ooh, I feel sorry for the guy who tries to pressure her into prom sex.
Angel Dust regains her feet, smiling dangerously at the mercs.
Never mind. Fire.
Deadpool is already moving as the mercs open fire, full auto. Deadpool grabs the still woozy Negasonic Teenage Warhead and runs to the nearby cover of metal scrap, keeping between her and the gunfire. Colossus, now back on his feet, strides purposely forward, bullets ping harmlessly off his metal skin. Angel Dust charges forward, snarling.
Finish fucking her the fuck up!
Colossus stops, annoyed.
Language, please!
Then Angel Dust smashes into him. The two collide with earth-shaking force. The sheer power of Angel Dust's momentum slams them backwards into and through a huge pile of scrap. Interior flight deck day. Ajax pulls Vanessa forward to the edge of the carrier deck, forces her gaze downward toward the war zone below.
How does it feel? Ex-boyfriend abandons you, becomes a sanity challenge killer mutant in tights.
Is this sanity challenge killer mutant in parachute pants? P.S. I've never played the role damsel in distress.
Now.
Ajax jinks Vanessa away from the edge again. Exterior scrapyard continuous. Every merc is pouring fire toward Deadpool's position. He hunkers down with Negasonic Teenage Warhead, her hands clamped tight over her ears. Deadpool unzips a zipper, reaches into his suit at the crotch, yanks, grimaces. We hear fabric tear. He pulls his hand out, waves a pair of torn tighty-whities up from behind cover.
Hey, fellas, whoa, hold on. Don't you want to hear my terms?
The mercs spot the white flag. Fire slackens from full auto to a few pot shots. Finally, Deadpool pops up.
You guys only work for that shit speck of Muppet fart. So I'm gonna give y'all the chance to lay down your firearms in return for preferential, bordering on gentle, possibly even lover-like treatment.
The mercs ignore him, opening fire again with a vengeance. Deadpool ducks and drops his tighty-whities.
Fine, Commando. Stay down, kid. Unless your power's stopping bullets.
Deadpool surges forward, dives from cover, rolls. He comes up, boot knife out, arm whipping forward. The nearest merc's head snaps back as the knife buries itself to the hilt in his eye socket. Deadpool sprints forward, zigzagging, leaping, spinning as he closes the distance to the mercs. He's moving too fast for their guns to track. Bullets chew up the ground behind. Deadpool reaches the first pile of twisted metal, slides under, comes up behind two mercs taking shelter there. The first man turns, gun barrel swinging round. Deadpool ducks, sweeps his legs, grabs his gun as he goes down. Deadpool rolls over him, firing backward into the man's face while spinning up to smash his boot into the face of the second merc. He slides past, firing a burst backward into the merc's neck as he falls. Seconds later, he's leaping over the heads of the next pair of mercs. They turn to fire up at him, too slow. He fires short, controlled bursts down into their upturned faces. Boom, boom, boom. Deadpool lands, tosses the empty smoking gun, then slowly, lovingly unsheaths his katanas. Deadpool is running forward now, weaving his way through the wreckage, hunting. Exterior scrapyard day. Colossus and Angel Dust engage in a battle royale. Colossus grabs Angel Dust by the scruff of her neck and hurls her into an abandoned aircraft. Crunch. Angel Dust is on one knee, shaken, disheveled, one breast hanging out of her torn flak jacket. The prim Colossus covers his eyes.
Well, you seem to have,
Angel Dust smiles, tucks the wayward boob back in, then blasts Colossus with a flying knee that generates shockwaves so powerful Colossus's chrome actually ripples. Colossus growls and charges again. Cut to, Deadpool spins around a corner as another pair of mercs move forward, guns raised. Deadpool dives under their fire, guts them in blurred flash of steel, thrust, slice, impale, complete mayhem. Another trio of mercs rush around the corner, opening fire as they see their comrades fall. Deadpool runs toward them, flips and dodges like a whirling dervish, bringing guards down in surgical, artistic fashion, as if where he's killing them means as much to him as how. Two men converge on Deadpool. He jumps mid-air, he flips his two katanas, grips them upside down like ice picks, and stabs down in an arc to either side, skewering two men through the tops of their helmets. A final merc comes around the corner, and Deadpool spins, slices the strap of his gun, kicks the man in the chest, knocking him flat on his back and sitting on his face.
Teabag. Wait, Bob?
Wade?
It's been since Jacksonville?
TGI Fridays.
Like the loaded potato skins. Didn't like you.
Ditto.
Deadpool rises and pulls Bob to his feet. Bob tries to draw a pistol, but DP slaps it out of his hand, sending it skittering away.
Bob, you mind taking a half step right? No, you're right. Never mind.
Deadpool knocks Bob out with the sword's grip, then nudges him sideways gently as he falls. At last, silence. Deadpool steps forward, then looks up toward the carrier above, waves. Big summer blowout! From above, Ajax peers down, sees that Deadpool has killed his henchmen in such precise positions that their fallen bodies spell out Francis. Deadpool moves forward, limping, charred, tattered, but unbowed.
We get old, but neither will you.
Right on cue, three more mercs appear to either side of Ajax, armed with heavy machine guns, much nastier than any we've seen yet. Boom, 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 boom. The guards open fire, and a barrage of bullets rain down on the scrapyard, chewing up the landscape around Deadpool. Deadpool sprints back toward cover, weaving, leaping, zigzagging to avoid being hit. He dives behind some wreckage as more gunfire pings off the metal. Deadpool pokes his head up, drawing a withering barrage of fire from the mercs above.
Hey!
Angelon, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, also taking cover, crouched under a broken plane wing.
Climb on.
Deadpool nods, then sprints toward her, springs high, flips, and lands on his back, spread-eagled on the wing.
Light the candle.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead nonchalantly spits out her gum, crouches, and explodes upward. The wing launches up in a shallow parabola, Deadpool clinging for dear life on top. Exterior flight deck continuous. Four mercs continue firing down as the wing soars up. The wing smashes into them. All four go flying. Two end up dead under the wing. Ajax is thrown backward. One merc lands stunned close to the edge, a long beat. Ajax rises to his feet. Then Deadpool pulls himself up over the edge of the carrier and rolls onto the deck. He looks like he's been through a meat grinder, limping, scorched, bloody. Deadpool staggers to his feet. The last injured merc lamely tries to grab his ankle.
Your plan to trip me to death has failed.
Deadpool nonchalantly stabs him through the back of the neck like a beautiful butterfly on display, then turns to face Ajax. 20 meters away, Ajax leans casually against, what else? The punch bowl. Vanessa is strapped inside, lid open.
You're right, babe. Red is my color.
Wade?
A better way to climb back in your head.
Never left.
But you did, asshole.
You two have a lot to work out. Take a deep breath. Wait. One choice.
Ajax quickly closes the lid and hits a switch. Vanessa starts taking short, desperate gasps.
of words.
I hope they black pain to your every last nerve, 'cause I'ma go looking.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Hold on. Ajax squats down and picks up two steel-hafted firefighting axes, each with an ultra-sharp blade on one side of its head and an equally sharp claw on the other. Deadpool raises a katana and hurls it not at Ajax, but at the punch bowl. The blade penetrates the plexi and tears into the restraint holding Vanessa's right wrist, partly fraying it. Air seeps through the crack. Vanessa catches a tiny breath. She tugs on the frayed restraint.
I hear you grow back parts. When I get done, parts will have to grow back you.
Good one.
A big booming sound from below, and then the deck of the carrier shakes as if from a mild earthquake. Ajax and Deadpool look at each other, shrug.
Let's dance. And by dance, I mean try to kill each other.
Exterior scrapyard continuous. Bam. Below, Colossus delivers a haymaker from hell itself. Angel dust falls, then rises, rips off the wing of a plane, and blasts Colossus with it. First like a baseball bat, then like a golf club, then like a country fair mallet you use to try to ring a bell. Clang! A battered Negasonic Teenage Warhead races toward Angel Dust. Angel Dust swings the wing, but Negasonic Teenage Warhead baseball slides under it and explodes up into her chin. Angel Dust is lifted off her feet into the side of the carrier, buckling some of its support. Negasonic Teenage Warhead rolls aside. Exterior flight deck continuous. And now we get what we've been long waiting for. The final close quarters battle between Deadpool and Ajax, Axis versus Katana, 10 stories up. Ajax takes a mighty roaring swing with an axe.
Yow!
Steel sings as axe and katana meet again and again. Thrust, parries, sparks fly. Thunk, Deadpool's blade passes through Ajax's thigh and pins him to a piece of wreckage. Crack. Ajax tags Deadpool's head with the flat of an axe. Snap. Ajax breaks the sword's blade with an axe, not feeling anything as he slides his leg off the sword. Gasp. Vanessa grits her teeth, pulls against the restraints. The thick nylon begins to tear as she saws it against the katana blade. Clang. Ajax wields both axes in a red blur of painted steel. Deadpool snatches up a piece of rusted railing from the deck, barely blocks Ajax's windmilling swings. Finally, Ajax meets the length of the rusty metal from Deadpool's hands with one axe, while the sharp claw end of the other buries itself in Deadpool's forearm. Deadpool hollers. Deadpool's red suit has torn away, and the skull of his tattoo bleeds from a hole in its forehead. Deadpool grits his teeth and yanks the axe from Ajax's grip. A spinning kick sends the second axe flying after the first. Now, they're completely unarmed.
Fine. This.
Sounds like your last Saturday night. My sense of humor survived.
Ajax and Deadpool trade vicious punches. It's Hagler versus Hearns. Boom, boom, boom. Inspired, Vanessa strains against the torn nylon. Rip. Her right wrist tears free. She uses her freed hand to start unlatching her other restraints. Deadpool throws short, blinding punches. Rat-a-tat-tat into Ajax's jaw.
Since you can't feel it, I just knocked out your tooth.
Ajax snarls, drives a shoulder into Deadpool, then mounts him and bludgeons his face with hammer-like fists. Deadpool is starting to lose consciousness when he turns his head to one side and spies the punch bowl. We rack focus to Vanessa, locking eyes with him from inside. Hers is an inspired and inspiring look of love. We hear a reprise of John Denver's I Wanna Live. Vanessa pushes through the steel... Vanessa pushes against the sealed door of the punch bowl with all her might. With a squeal of metal, the latch opens, the twisted metal flying off the lid as it slams open. Vanessa grabs the katana, jerks it free with another mighty effort, then slides down the containers towards Ajax. With a fierce scream, she plunges the blade into his kidney. The blade punches through the other side, but Ajax feels no pain, yanks out the katana, and throws Vanessa aside violently. But it's all the opportunity Deadpool needs. He surges with energy and throws a thunderous uppercut, blasting Ajax off.
I want to leave.
Exterior scrapyard day. Below, whoosh, bam. Angel Dust ducks an exhausted Colossus's punch and kicks him through another steel support. Colossus collapses. The carrier groans. Angel Dust moves in for the kill, only out of nowhere, Negasonic Teenage Warhead strikes her in the chops and explodes, sending the larger woman smashing into concrete with unprecedented force. Now it's Angel Dust's turn to be broken, smoking, seemingly down for the count. Negasonic Teenage Warhead approaches carefully to make certain it's all over, but Angel Dust shoots out an arm and grabs her, drags her in close, makes her smash her head like a walnut.
Come here, you little bitch.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead fights back valiantly, punching fast and hard with flurries of energy. Angel Dust is scorched and battered by the blows, but her adrenaline and rage surge. She grabs Negasonic Teenage Warhead around the neck, plants her into the ground, and begins to choke the life out of her. Negasonic Teenage Warhead's flails cannot break Angel Dust's grip, but marshals her last remaining energy to live up to her name and explodes like an almighty warhead. Boom. Cut wide to a gargantuan explosion. The ship shakes violently and then starts to list at a dangerous angle. Exterior flight deck continuous. Deadpool and Ajax are trading blows again when the deck sways as if hit by a 9.0 earthquake. Then, with a thunderous shuddering groaning of metal, the whole carrier begins to tilt. Loose wreckage begins to slide and tumble past. A shipping container barrels towards them, and Deadpool kicks Ajax backward right into its path. Slam. It plows into him and carries him with it as it disappears over the side. Deadpool scrambles and claws up the tilting floor and grabs hold of Vanessa. Deadpool looks around frantically and then spies the punch bowl sliding toward them. Deadpool grabs the side as it slides past and throws Vanessa inside and shuts the lid for protection. They slam into the twisted metal railings at the bottom of the deck and hang there. Deadpool swings one hand and stares at the scrapyard below. Huge chunks of metal slide and smash past to tumble to the ground 100 feet below. Vanessa hangs onto Deadpool for dead life, her eyes locked on his.
If we survive this, I'm gonna kill you.
We have so much to catch up on.
As the carrier topples in an avalanche of steel, an epic collapse of shrieking metal, flying glass, nearly seismic booms, a mushroom cloud of thick black destruction, fade to black. Exterior scrapyard rubble pile day. Black. A crack of light appears, dust sifting down through the beam. More light, more dust and debris pattering down onto some kind of scratched glass in front of the lens. Finally, a hole of bright sky fills the frame. Cut to Colossus vigorously tossing aside massive slabs of steel as he digs through the wreckage, uncovering the punch bowl, damaged but intact. The lid creaks open, pushed by Vanessa's trembling hand. Vanessa climbs out, dazed, dusty, coughing.
You're okay. Take it slow.
Elsewhere in the rubble pile, Deadpool's head pops up from some debris again, like the Caddyshack gopher.
I'm good.
Deadpool is just staggering to his feet when Ajax emerges from another beam and tackles him.
Caramba!
The impact sends them both flying, rolling over the edge of the metal container. They fall locked together, punching and grappling. They bounce, slide down the pile of rubble. Deadpool gets the better of the grappling and lands on Ajax's chest. He goes to town with vicious forearms and elbows.
Wham!
Bam, 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 bam. You can feel Deadpool's adrenalized catharsis. Ajax tries to block crack. Deadpool shatters his elbow. Ajax, another fist swings round, tags Deadpool, but he catches it, wraps it in tight, snap. Ajax finally goes limp, both arms bent in horribly wrong directions.
There are no words.
Deadpool pulls out behind Blind Owl's Saturday Night Special and aims it right between Ajax's eyes.
Me and you are heading to fix this face, or else.
Deadpool places a piece of paper onto Ajax's chest. Ajax shakes off the cobwebs and examines the paper. It's Deadpool's crayon drawing of Ajax getting his brains blown out. Ajax actually laughs.
Sorry, it's just all this time, you bought that I have the cure. I'm flattered. Do I really look like the scientist type? What the guy behind the guy? His name's Dr. Killebrew. He's long gone.
What?
You heard me.
You mean to say, after 5 long years, I've been chasing the wrong monkey?
Sounds a bit stupid when you say it.
Like the kind of stupid who admits he can't do the one thing I'm keeping him alive for? Any last words? Good. I got one. Francis.
Wade!
Deadpool turns to see Colossus, hands on hips, looking extra heroic. Negasonic Teenage Warhead is standing behind him.
4 or 5 moments.
Sorry.
4 or 5 moments. That's all it takes.
Two.
Be a hero. Everyone thinks a full-time job. Wake up a hero, brush your teeth a hero, go to work hero. Not true. Over a lifetime, there are only 4 or 5 moments that really matter. Moments when you're offered a choice to make a sacrifice, conquer a flaw, save a friend, spare an enemy.
Deadpool continues to hold the pistol to Ajax's head.
In those moments, everything falls away. The way the world sees us, the way we see ourselves.
Boom. Off screen, a gunshot.
Why?
Reverse angle to Deadpool, who's just shot Ajax in the head with Blind Owl's Saturday Night Special.
We're droning on. I may be stuck looking like pepperoni flatbread, but at least we've heard the last of him. If wearing superhero tights means sparing psychopaths, maybe he wasn't meant to wear them. Not everyone monitors a hall like you.
Just promise.
I'll be looking out for the other next 4 moments. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just a boy about to stand in front of a girl, tell her, what the fuck am I gonna tell her?
Cut to Deadpool's POV between Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead of Vanessa, who's now walking quickly toward him. She brushes between the 2 X-Men and without saying a word, grabs the fallen pistol and pumps 2 extra bullets into Ajax's corpse.
Gracious. Worth it.
You know what else turned on? That's what I love about you.
Vanessa promptly punches Deadpool in the face.
Alright, I totally deserve that. Alright, that too. Maybe not than others.
Vanessa restrains herself, then turns her back, overcome.
Start talking.
I'm so sorry for leaving, taking so long to cowboy up. It's been a rough few years.
Rough?
I live in a crack house with a family of 12. At night, we spoon for warmth. Everyone fights for Noelle. She's the fattest. There's nothing we don't share. Floor space, dental floss, condoms.
So you live in a house.
I would have found you before now, but the guy behind this mask isn't the same guy you remember.
You mean this mask?
Deadpool flinches but doesn't stop Vanessa from slowly, gently taking off his mask, revealing underneath Hugh Jackman, sexiest man alive, People magazine cover, blood at the pierce points, mouth, eyes cut out to make a mask.
And this one, in case the other fell off.
You mean like this?
Vanessa starts pulling out staples.
Wow, quicker, like a band-aid. Ow!
One last
Sure.
staple remains. Vanessa hesitates.
Sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
She pulls it out. The photo falls, revealing Deadpool's scars and 2 vulnerable, misty eyes. A beat.
Ew.
I understand.
I'm kidding. Get over yourself. I'd hit that shit.
You already did. Nice. Wait, seriously?
After a brief adjustment period and 1 or 2 drinks, it's a face I'd be happy to sit on.
Vanessa hooks Deadpool's pinky with hers, pulls him in to kiss him.
I'm also not the same under these pants. Super penis.
Deadpool and Vanessa are about to kiss when
1975 called.
Deadpool realizes Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead are still standing, watching.
It wants its peep show back.
Yeah. What the hell are you two still doing here? You, go clean some chalkboard erasers or be a really big brother or teach fat kids to eat lettuce. And you, chicken noodle. Well, I feel something coming on. Ah! You know what I'm reacting to.
You're cool.
Wait, I'm cool? I am? Oh my god, that was not mean. Seriously, guys, it was a pleasure. For a second there, I felt like 5 mini lion robots forming a large super robot.
There's the stupid.
Now I meant it, both of you. Fire up the blackbird and shoo, scram, vamoose, skedaddle. Don't make me keep thinking of these.
They smile, shake their heads, and walk off. Deadpool turns back to Vanessa.
Where were we, darling? All right, the best part.
Deadpool kisses Vanessa. The little kiss becomes a bigger one. Then, fading up from nowhere with a slightly tinny equality, we hear Wham's careless whisper. Vanessa pulls back, puzzled. Deadpool raises his android. On the cracked and dirty screen, George's and Andrew's faces beam from Wham's Make It Big album cover.
Well, as promised.
The two share the longest kiss yet.
See, life can smell like daffodil daydream. So if you're sitting out there in your own personal punch bowl, Miss Mama June on your tongue, find someone to hold and someone to hold on to you. Life's next level train wreck is so
Into
much
your
easier
new
if you
workshop
do.
day.
Will be so much easier if you do.
We find ourselves in a newer, spiffier version of the workshop where a lab technician is strapping down a new sickly volunteer or victim.
Which brings us to shittiest moment number 1. The guy behind the guy. Dr. Killebrew off scot-free.
A silhouetted figure approaches the bed of the nervous volunteer who smiles weakly.
Can you make me better?
Reverse angle to reveal whom he's talking to. The pudgy, kindly-looking doctor who stroked Wade's head in the workshop. He smiles, pats the volunteer's wrist.
Better than better.
Sorry, that was too funny. But let's look on the bright side. You smell what I smell? I mean, besides stale popcorn and my post-fight man-funk?
Dr. Killebrew holds up a syringe with a glint in his eye.
Sequel? Maybe even one of those ensemble team movies?
Exterior scrapyard rubble pile day. Deadpool and Vanessa make out like crazy, long and hard, and slowly pull back until they look small against the toppled hulk of the combat carrier.
So till next time, this is your friendly neighborhood pool guy saying, I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you.
Wham belts out Careless Whisper as we roll credits. Interior suburban home day post-credit sequence. A hallway of a suburban home, Deadpool enters in a maroon and gray striped robe.
Wait, you're still here? It's over. Go home. Wait, you expected a tease for Deadpool 2? Sorry, we're low on dough. If you can keep a secret, I can tell you who's going to be in it. Cable. Someone suggested Mel Gibson for the role. I look like Spider-Man with this thing with backwards. Someone suggested Mel Gibson for the role, but I was thinking Liam Neeson. The only problem is Liam likes to get paid. And more for Liam Neeson means less for me. Maybe we'll crowdfund this shit. Just you and me, kids. Shalom.
Smash cut to black.
And we're out.